I'm grabbing my water. I can't find my water. And I'll be right back. All right. Let me gather my thoughts. I prepared a nice show. We have a nice show. Yesterday was a little crazy. Yesterday, I didn't see that coming. Yesterday, we had at the peak, I think 130 people in here. Trite called in. That was an awesome conversation. Neo called in at the very end, hour 55 in. We talked to Neo. I'm exhausted. That was a fun conversation. It was interesting. I did not see that coming. So yesterday was fun. I thought it went well. I thought the show was good. And I have something different prepared tonight, but I have a lot prepared. Just taking a look real quick. It says PSAs where, yeah, it's all at this point, what's to get mad about? It's all a joke. I don't get mad at Jeff Wilson's videos. I laugh. I expect this from PSA. PSA is going to continue doing this. PSA has to continue to turn a big profit. PSA has to continue to answer to their board members, to any investors. That's how this works. It's not about us. It's not about you, the hobbyist. It's not about you, the collector. It's not even about you, the dealer. These big companies got to make sure they're turning that big. They're just going to, if it's like other corporate businesses would just turn into, they just get more greedy. Is the word's greedier. They get greedier and greedier. This isn't the first time this has been done. It's unfortunate that, yesterday was about content creators. It is very fair to put the blame on the manufacturers. The manufacturers have gotten completely greedy. They've turned it into something most of us don't like. But that's where I'm at with it. Yesterday was fun. Yesterday was a lot of fun. I have a whole show planned today. How do we make this a little bigger? If I get rid of that, I won't be able to see it. I could always, all right. That was our finalist. I'm missing somebody from F. I don't remember who was here from F. You guys are in the chat. They're really going off on this PSA thing. This is my honest take on it. Eventually PSA will convince everyone they need to resend in their cards. The old slab's no good. They're going to come out. They'll have a great marketing campaign. They'll have great PR. They'll have a lot of these content people attached to it. I'm not saying it's happening next year. This might be 10 years from now. But as soon as they feel they have a mastered AI, they don't even need humans grading them. They're going to convince it. Why? Because that's going to create so much more business for them. Eventually, there's so many cards of gray. How can they get even more, do more, do more? Well, they're eventually it's going to come to a point where you're going to resend in all your cards to get a new slab that's AI certified, better protection, better tracked, blah, blah, blah. This is completely just a made up theory in my head, but I don't put anything past it. Today, we're going to look at some comments. A video I want to do coming up. I'm so fucking negative all the time. How long are we into that? 5 minutes? All right. Excuse my language. Sorry. I'll try better. I'm going to do a by the year. So this is every pack since from 1990 to 2000. I might even stretch it to 86 when they came back. Because there's like 1 set, 2 sets a year. This is every pack so far. I've gotten up to 95. What are we looking at? Hoops. Some more hoops. That was the first thing I ever opened. I still have those cards. My grandpa bought me a box of this stuff. I was 5 years old. Still have the cards. I also had the whole set of 1994 baseball growing up. Here we got the Skybox. It was new, inaugural edition. It's fancy looking card, colorful. This also came out that year. If you remember these, dime a dozen. 91, you get more Fleer, hoops. What do we got here? Inaugural. No, this is not inaugural by Skybox. Second year. It's the first year Upper Deck makes a basketball product. Then you move to 92. Anyways, this is going to be an upcoming video. Maybe it won't be a video. Maybe I'll do it live. But I'm also going to, tonight, we're going to look at some comments, see some good, some bad, some ugly. I try to do this with, where the hell is the, oh, I hit it. That's why. Earlier, we tried to do this with football, and it's going to work so much better with basketball. It's going to be very obvious. We'll go over the top 50 players. There's tier A when it comes to sports cards. There's tier B when it comes to sports cards. I had to go live. I didn't do finish. We'll finish together. And then there's Hall of Fame legends that are tier C. Really, nobody's collecting. I'm looking for their rookie card. I'm looking for their auto rookie card, but the majority of people are not. And these are Hall of Fame legends. Some would argue Bill Walton's one of the best college basketball player ever. He beat Kareem in a practice game when UCLA he's a rookie. He didn't get to play. Was he redshirt? I don't think rookies played on the team at that point. And the rookie team beat Kareem's team in practice, a team that hadn't lost in like 4 years. Bill Walton hurt himself in the NBA, and his career went from there. But Moses Malone, completely underrated, not talked about enough, legend. Nobody wants their cards. When people, I hear the hobby's booming, we'll get into this, or no one's giving, the Mickey Mantle card or the Michael Jordan card. You're talking about 2 cards out of, well, first of all, how many cards are in that set? 130, maybe 10 of them hold some high value. The Olajuwon is not even a, huge card. You go get that in 8, 7, 6, even a 9. The 9 might run you some. Jerry West, the legend. How many cards is Shaq? Unfortunately, he could even be moved further. Same with Doug. They have so many printed. Shaq didn't have any cool, the fancy stuff printed his year. So he really has almost nothing that holds high value. Durant's going to have a few more fancy things. So maybe it'll hold them more. But the majority of players, everyone else in the draft, everyone else drafted, everyone else undrafted, everyone else on a roster, their cards are going to go to zilch. And I don't care if they're autoed. I don't care if they're serial numbered. Nobody cares decades later. Nobody cares about Moses Malone from this generation. Nobody cares about Bill Walton. Even I'm 40. People my age are not going out buying these cards. People that watch them play, I did not watch them play, are not going out buying these cards. So it bothers me when people just turn to the Mantle, the Jordan, the Wagner, the Ruth, some of that scarcity. There is no Roos. There is no Wagners. Very limited. Very compared to this year, even in the 70s, 90s, 2000s, of course. So there's just many players, and we're going to look at the top 50. These guys are Hall of Fame. These guys are top 20 NBA players. Shaq has no expensive cards because it was overprinted, no fancy stuff. Olajuwon has 1 rookie. You could go get it now for a couple $100 if you want one in your collection. Durant's kind of interesting to me. I don't feel he has any fan base as loyal to Durant. He came to the Warriors and won 2 championships, but they're Curry guys. They're Klay Thompson guys. They're Draymond Green guys. Durant left Oklahoma. Durant's now in what? Not Dallas or San Antonio. What's the other time? Houston. He was in Phoenix. Where the hell was he before that? He's all over the place. Duncan, a little bit boring of a player. He's in a small market. And again, just a lot of his rookie cards. Too many of them. Jerry West. These are legends. The best of us. Let's get into the comments. And then we'll do this after that. Oh, got to start the show. Loud Collector, I was wrong. Everyone's got to hear I was wrong. I could be wrong. He does have a channel. He's got 24. Let's move the comment. How does it always get stuck on Mike Petty? Durant doesn't suck, but hey, Bob Boozle's here. Michael, good to see you. Flint Hall, haven't seen you before. Will Greer, investor, has been watching my videos for about 3 years. Thanks for being probably my oldest viewer. Tom went off the rails on me, so no longer Tom. 24.5, and I think Chad had to do something with that, to be honest. It was early when we were going live. 24,500 subscribers. I was talking trash. Let's put on gloves to EDI. This guy challenged me. First of all, his stuff's organic, unique. I don't know. Organic's the wrong word. I don't want to put it with that. When I watched it, it had a very a good feeling. You know, it wasn't, oh, this is guy's shilling. Oh, this guy's making, I don't like, oh, this is bad. He's really pushing stuff. No. His hockey guys run a little different. It seems to be a little more chill of a space. Anyways, he's maybe a little taller than me. He doesn't seem very tall. Seems about my age. I mean, within a 5 to 10 year range. So, you know, let's get a boxing a whole card for the content. Let's do it. Why not? Am I crazy? It's also kind of, you know, maybe it's not fair. I don't know. We got Tank Davis. Anyway, let's not talk boxing. Anyways, I wanted to just apologize to this guy. I was wrong. He has a huge channel, a huge following, one of the biggest hockey channels around. He was here yesterday. He supports the channel. And, you know, boxing silly. Aside from that, thanks for supporting. And the trash I talked was wrong. So there you go. Okay, getting to the comments. Oh, before we get to the comments, I feel like I owe myself, the viewers, let's get it straight. Most people will never see this, but I need to get it straight. I needed to prepare, have it organized in my head. I'm going to read this, and then I got a bunch of comments to get through. Let's see. Mission statement. I started the channel because most sports card content was headed in a path I did not like. Honest truth. It did not represent the everyday man or woman or myself. And I feel like I'm the everyday man or woman, man. So I decided to make my own channel. My goal is simple: create high quality videos that truly connect with people in the hobby. I do call out the bad actors. Why? Because this space is very easy to manipulate. When you have less than 1% of the cards going to hold value and 99% of them not going to hold value, it's a very confusing time with all the different stuff out. It's very confusing, very easy to be manipulated. And it's always been that way since before I was born. In the 80s, I've heard many stories of many things. So this is nothing new that it's been easy to manipulate. And it's also hard for me to watch people, I love sports cards, and aside from cards, not even this channel, I love YouTube. I watch a lot of YouTube, mostly not the card stuff because I don't connect to it. But I watch the only form of television besides live sports I watch. I don't watch Netflix. I don't watch Hulu. I don't watch anything. I watch YouTube stuff. I love sports cards. I love YouTube, and I just think it's being done. It could be done a lot better. And that gets to the next point. The channel exists to raise the standard, protect collectors, and connect with others and share the passion. And recently, these lives have brought so many people messaging me, not so many, 2, 3 a day, 1, 2 a day. Some connections I'm making, not people in the card space, just from viewers, just from people giving me information. It's awesome. And the last thing I'm going to say is this whole card space is beyond torn, beyond split right now. There's 2 separate segments. Most people would agree. And I feel, why run away from that? That's not healthy for the hobby. It's not healthy for anything. Bringing the opposite sides together, whether you agreed with me or Trike yesterday, whether you agreed with me and Near yesterday, I don't care. It's good for the viewer. It's good. It does justice for the hobby. It's a good thing. I don't care if you don't agree with me. And I've invited Sports Card Investor, no reply. I've invited Card Collector 2, no reply. Mama Breaks, she replied very respectfully, denying. I just responded that it says, it confirms what I thought about your content. And maybe I should have said nothing, but that's how by her respectfully declining, well, it's all smoke and mirrors. It was a respectful, being polite decline. And the reason she declined, in my opinion, it's very hard to have an honest conversation. Jeff's going to have a hard time answering some of the questions, being honest. I feel the same way for Card Collector 2 and probably Mama Breaks. Run Good Life came on and answered. He hit all my questions. That second video I'm going to release Monday. I'll release it again Monday. I'm going to let it build up, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Monday, I'll release the second half hour. It's, I think, 27 minutes. I have not edited yet. There's nothing to really edit. Put a beginning, put an end. All right. That is my mission statement. From the heart, the truth, honest. I didn't start the channel for no goddamn reason. And my stuff wasn't ready. My stuff wasn't perfect 3 years ago. I have gotten much better. And if you go look at my stuff 3 years ago, you look at it a year and a half ago, and you look at it today, it's been different every time. Because I'm trying new things. I'm trying to see what people like. I'm trying to see what connects. I'm trying to see what hit. And also my stuff just got better. More professional. Top was from yesterday. Yet another video, a professor doing BS ranting about repetitive content. I had to cut it off. It was too big. What'd he say? The irony. And then I make people laugh at the bottom. It's a weird face. You had me dying. I like knowing that I get to make a few people laugh. Hey, that's fun. I did want to bark back a little bit on the lives. Because Neo, who doesn't watch all of them, he had to say that, oh, we come on here and we just talk trash every live. So let's go over the last few. Besides yesterday's, I came on for 40 minutes after a Run Good Life interview and talked about the interview. The day before that, or the day before that, 47 minutes, it was a channel update getting your feedback and processing my thoughts along with you guys. The time before that, all research. We went over the whole Pittsburgh Pirates for an hour. The time before that, just no talking trash. I was doing Labubu, maybe a little talking trash fair. There was segments in there, but the main point of that video was to just show the culture is bigger than sports cards. It's in Labubu, it's in Pokemon, it's in video games, it's in sneakers, it's in Funko Pops, and Funko Pops is dying. It's in Magic the Gathering. It's everywhere right now. It's in gambling. The one before that, sure, Gio comes on and we talk. The one before that, my dad comes on. The one, no negative with my dad, all about my dad. The one before that, all about Kobe. I had an interview with the PSA employee. Well, I came on, I gave the reaction to the interview. I interviewed a PSA employee. I came on, we did some research, and most of my lives the last few weeks have not been anything about negative. I tried Fanatics Live for the first time. I tried Whatnot for the first time. If I was a GM of Tops, boy, did that do terrible. I don't remember why. I went on at a weird time. News and trivia giveaway. So, I'm just saying that what happens is that the video with the chart yesterday gets people interested, especially the content creators. I realize, I want to see where my face goes. But these kind of videos, or a video me talking about Kobe, it doesn't get their attention. They don't have a clue I do that for 2 hours. So, and then even my videos. Yes, the videos, I looked, in fairness, some of them, I'm doing interviews. I wouldn't call them negative. I'm talking about hot topic button issues. I'm trying to get information for us. This was a toy disaster. By the way, if you have not seen this video, which if you're here, you probably have, the second half of this is all on Josh Luber. I'm not being negative. I'm presenting information. Most of it's clipped from him. It's his TED Talk. He's very influential in the space. Buddies with Gary Vee. I think buddies with Michael. Maybe not buddies with Michael. I gotta take that back because he did. I still think he's got some connections there at Fanatics. He's very influential. I mean, this was not to be a negative piece. The toy sucks. People are pushing it. And what's wrong with making a video? Here, right here. Here's why I love cards. Tell you how I'm going to do. It did the worst video I've done outside of an interview. You know, people want the other thing. Here, I was talking about the Caitlin, just informing about Caitlin Clark. Sure, maybe I was being negative. I wasn't attacking a content creator. I was saying this Caitlin Clark market doesn't make sense, and the Topps Chrome release sucked of boxing. The hobby's better for me making this 10,000 view Shine video. Prove me wrong. You don't think the hobby's better if you watch this video? You're not a little more informed, a little more, oh, that's kind of interesting. Oh, that kind of weird. I think so. Anyways, and there's just not much news. There was a $13 million card sale. I made a video right away. Neo talks about getting a market right away. That's absolutely true. That's what I've been trying to do. This Ken Golden video was done the night or day of. I made this one in the morning, and I made this one after they acted like idiots. That is the way to go. I didn't think my national content was negative. It's what I saw. I was presenting what I saw. It was fun, a good time. I presented what I saw. Vintage versus corporate. There was pumping going on. I saw a lot of women breakers and male breakers losing their jobs. That's what I saw. Buy them while you're hot. The most underpriced sports cards in the hobby. These will appreciate. The crash is here. 5 modern players to hold. It's not all negative. Shut up. The face stuff is funny. I'm glad I'm not the only one that finds it moronic. All right, let's look at somebody else's tier list. This was done yesterday. A tier for me. He has Chasing Cardboard, who's Ty Wilson. I put him pretty high. Jeremy Lee, Cajun Cardboard. I haven't watched enough Cajun Cardboard. I'm a basketball guy. He's all about Jordan. I don't want to give a take on him because I don't know. Adam Gray, putting a lot of money into stuff. I hear good things about Adam Gray. I hear other things about Adam Gray. I don't know. I hear great things about Blabbin Sports Cards. A couple people reached out to me yesterday and said, these are real dudes. And I think that's the one with Teapot. If Teapot wasn't attached to Jeff Wilson, he'd be really high on this list. He does seem like but he's attached to Jeff Wilson. Dan the Cardman. Decent watches. Junk Wax Hero. Trike. Scotty B. Run Good. Life is the Honest Breaker. And I watch him. People want to push. Not people. One person in particular wants to. I've heard from basically one person doing dirt on Run Good Life. Everyone else, literally, 97% of all the feedback I've gotten on Run Good Life is before I interviewed him, before I ever knew the guy. And that's why I reached out. A lot of you guys liked him. Same with DGen Rips. I don't watch him. I don't even know this, but I've heard the name. I hear good things. It's not for me. Maybe controversial, but I enjoy Mamba. I don't understand why. He's rich and likes to spend his money on collecting. Nothing wrong with that. He doesn't present it as collecting. He presents it as he's got this car that's going to drive 300 miles per hour. That's how I view it as being presented. It's never what I've seen collecting look like. How about you? Is that how you guys collect? Justin Gamble's a total degenerate. So this guy has a style. That's fair. If you enjoy watching Justin Gamble, we are not on the same page. That's fine. So this proves that there is some people that find entertainment in garbage Justin Gamble videos. I'm sure probably not the majority of us. Before they retired, Sports Card Radio was definitely A tier. Sports Card Radio was S tier. Let's be fair. Sports Card Radio was the only ones keeping people coming back. Haters watching, people enjoying watching. They messed up. They changed their whole, maybe they did it, maybe they wanted out. Back to real life. COVID ended. 209. Shout out to the 209. Keep doing what you're doing, Professor. It's entertaining. Hey, thanks, MJ Hawker. Enjoy your list. And thanks for the love. After watching Neo, this is Blackbeard Breaks. Neo videos for years. The first time seeing his face. It's not just me, Neo. Random commenter. Always good to put the face to a person. Great open conversation. Now, I guess that doesn't mean he watches your live. Because I do think Neo definitely has his camera on for their show today. Which maybe we could go take a look at for a minute at 6. What the hell is... I forget that name. I just have so many more things. Why do I always forget that live? I've said it I've said it at least a dozen times. And I don't fucking remember. Excuse me. Sorry. I'll watch it. I'll watch it for you out there. Great open conversation. I have some crazy stuff going on with channel. Oh, even this guy. I've seen some crazy stuff going on with channels, even at the low end where I am. It's not just me that notices some funny business. Now, does that mean some people get accused of guilty by association, like poor arbitrage yesterday? And I still don't know. Awfully defensive. Now, I do think him being there and being so much feedback. He's a good dude. A lot of people know this guy, Carey. I don't know, his name was Carey. Very honest, genuine guys. They're coming on saying, no, that's not true. So fair. Well, I believe that. But other people also notice some weirdness with views in the content space, in card content. By the way, so you know I'm not crazy, Bill Simmons 2 weeks ago did a whole thing. It was a whole big deal on how certain podcasts were buying views or taking over other channels with already 300,000 subscribers. I'm not, Bill Simmons did this. If I could be the Bill Simmons of the card world, hell yes. But some of you guys, I don't know where you put it. I don't know. But I am going to say he called it out a month after I called it out with sports cards on sports podcasts. Bill Simmons. So it's not a crazy thought. It's not out of this world. I'm going to say one more thing. In order to keep a big sponsor, and I think the sponsors are kind of maybe know what's going on, but maybe nothing's going on. This is all inside my head based off analytics. It's not based off if I like the goddamn content, which both Neo and Trike, I had to process my thoughts after, I didn't know they were calling in. Good if I give myself a pat on the back. I didn't know these big two channels with tons of subscribers were going to call in and I had hot topics and we challenge each other. But I lost my train of thought. Now, viewers, how was I going to say? I'm not crazy. Paul, oh my goodness. From my PC. That's the weird buddy of mine, Paul. Let's get him on. This is Paul from San Diego, California. What the hell's he got to say? Welcome, Paul. We can't hear you.
Here we go.
Hello.
Hey, long time, first time. Glad to be online, baby.
Good to see you.
Yeah, my sports card knowledge isn't what yours is, but that's because I used to put them in our bikes to make them sound good back in the day.
Did you really do that?
Yeah, in my BMX, I had it.
Okay, not to be. I don't want to be weird. I hope you're okay with this. Because a lot, like my dad says that he's born in '56. You're not even close to that age. So
no, 76.
What year were you doing this?
Oh, early '80s. So I had I remember my mom got mad at me one time, threw away my sports cards. And she threw away like my Rick Sutcliffe rookies. I had some Fernando Valenzuela. I didn't keep them in like mint or anything, but they're all in a nice little shoebox like we always used to do. Just kids being kids, man. I remember getting the Garbage Pail Kids, and trading those.
Garbage Pail Kids still have a big following, or a passionate following. I wouldn't say big, a passionate following.
Yeah, we got kicked out of class for those kind of things.
I want to give Paul some love. Paul is a friend, and he gave me one word advice, 2 words: get a mic. I got the mic, and the channel exploded since. The mic upped my game. It's not just the audio quality. It's sitting in front of a mic upped my game a lot. And so, Paul, thank you.
Glad to help, man. Also, I'd love to see more of those contents where you had the billboards as well. Back in the day when you used to have, you had pointed stuff. You had like a blackboard or something like that behind you.
Oh, yeah, that's those. Okay, with the touch screen.
Yeah, love that stuff.
Okay, so I have to film that at my classroom though after work. That's an expensive thing. That's a couple grand. Anyone wants to give a spot? Everyone. Sure, I'll put one at the house.
Yeah, no, I won't. I can't give you that much. All right, well, I just want to stop by. I'm gonna.
Hey, Paul, thanks for calling in, man. What do you want to tell the people? Give them one thing.
Watch out for those Cubs in the postseason.
Hey now. Hey, Paul, have a great day. Thanks for calling in.
All right, man. Go Bears.
Bye, Paul. Hey, longtime friend, Paul. Probably known him 15, 20 years now. That's just crazy as you get older. I met Paul, maybe I was 22, 23, 16, 17 years. Fantasy baseball, fantasy football, March Madness. Good times. Good times. Let's read. Thank you. Okay, this guy's a hater down at the bottom. He doesn't like me at all. Thank you, all the card guys, for all the work you put in on something we all love to watch, but not the trash mouth this guy, referring to me as spitting out. Looking forward to more of the great card videos and less of this guy, please. This guy's, please, with the apostrophe. And thank you. Hey, Raid. Thanks for commenting. Next, tell him, Professor Selma Hayek, but it wasn't really so. I got excited when I saw Selma Hayek. Then I saw Mr. Selma Hayek, and I got a little confused. Let's storm the T Cub. All right. Unlike, I don't even like this one. Why'd I put this one? It's too long. I lost respect. Maybe I do like it. Unlike other YouTube genres, people talking about pop culture, eating sandwiches in their car, etc., you can't survive off ad revenue alone, and channels need to figure out ways to get views. I actually like this Q&A with Trike. Pushbacks on both sides. By the way, I edited the Trike video I put out today, which maybe, I don't know if I should, whatever. Not doing the best. Great conversation. I mean, I really like talking. We have a great back and forth. So I felt, just me, great chemistry. I could say something, he'd ride right off it. He kept up. I talk sometimes not in a full sentence. He knew what I was saying. As you guys, as Neo commented, sometimes I'll throw a jab in between. I'll interrupt a little. He's right with it. And then everything he says, I'm right up with it. Even 7 things I have to do. I really enjoyed that conversation. We're going to shoot an interview Tuesday. I'm going to go live. Man, Tuesday's a busy day for me. Next week, Tuesday, Geo and SCV Sports Cards, unless I have my dates wrong. And if so, we'll find it's another day, but I'm pretty sure it's Tuesday. They're both going to come on. I'm going to set up some debate topics, and we're going to let them go. I'll play the middleman. I'll do my best because, I have a take, but I am going to play the middleman. And then after that, after I go live, Trike's going to call and we're going to do an interview. And I hope we have I think there was some I thought that was a great conversation. I really enjoyed. I've had a lot of conversations with people. The back and forth was great. Very nice, very respectful guy. Based off what I saw as content before and then yesterday. I mean, I don't waste my time with Jeff and his crew. People, Alabama shillbillies, who don't like you should ignore. Should I ignore? I mean, the reason I started the channel was if my mission statement is to what the hell did I call it? What was the exact word? Raise the standard. Thank you. Very academic. Raise the standard. High expectations. Always set high expectations. Make people, people will rise. So no, I'm not going to. That's my job. Maybe it's not your job, but it's my job. Holy cow. We got a big one. Some of you asked for it. It's not Paul. Although, Paul, thank you for calling in. I met him at the National. I watched his content for probably 2 straight years, but I stopped, and he knows why. Anyways, sports card dad. Good. You guys can't even see the goddamn camera. Can't even see the
What's
screen.
up, man? How are you?
Hey, Dustin, how you doing?
Good. How's it going?
What were you showing off there? What'd you have?
Oh, I just happen to have boxes of Magic Spoon cereal, so I don't. Was that product placement appropriate?
Oh God!
That's funny.
No,
that was
God,
funny.
please,
I like that you. It's very important.
Oh, I like that you.
To laugh. Oh, Jesus, this goes forever. Oh my
I like
God.
that you added the Office ones in with the wrestling. I haven't heard the Office ones.
I've mixed in like 40, but now it's so confusing on which one's which. I don't know how to. I wasn't even looking for that one, but bro, you got so much crap for that cereal sponsorship.
You know what's weird about it is I actually thought that was going to go over better than like hobby stuff. I thought it would be like, oh, you know what? It's not a hobby company. It'll go over better, and it has not. It has not gone over better. Although I did have an order. Today. It was kind of funny in the comments section. Some guy was like, "Hey man, I picked up cereal today."
How does that work? You mean you had an order? Is it do you have your
Basically,
own cereal?
No. It's Magic Spoon is the brand, but basically like the guy said he used my code to order the cereal, and he shared what he ordered. That's it.
How did something? Okay, so 2 things. Number one, I don't mind stuff if it's not your sponsorships have gotten better over the years. They're not terrible, but I also think that do you still do your sponsorships in the, I asked you this at the National, do you still do your sponsorships in like the first 2 minutes of the video? Because I think, why not do them towards the middle or end?
It depends. Like I did one. Well, it also depends on the type of video too. If I'm doing an 8 to 10 minute video, I usually do them. I do them in the beginning, kind of that first minute, just to kind of knock it out. I also think of it from the standpoint of if you look at the YouTube analytics and you see how many people are watching after 30 seconds, you know, and it kind of just dips down. If you look at that and that's for everybody. If you look at how many people are watching at the end versus the beginning, it's like, you know, it just kind of is a steady downward cycle usually.
I don't know how I think my number is about 6.5 minutes is my normal, not the 30 seconds, not that. I'm talking about just the number that YouTube gives you. I never go that deep, to be honest. I should.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so that's why I put it in the front. But like I've been doing a lot more interviews lately. Like today's was, you know, it's a 30-minute interview, and I put it like the 6-minute mark. So it's not right at the beginning, but it's like right in the first quarter of it.
Do you have if we were going to go watch, if one of the viewers was going to go, if I haven't watched the interviews, if I was going to watch one to like, okay, that might get me to watch another, what would be the one that you've done so far that you'd say, hey, that's the one you should start with?
Man, I liked both of the Brian Gray ones. Brian Gray's really entertaining on his own. So I just kind of, all I have to do is just kind of set the table, and then he does all.
He has a lot to say. I believe that.
He's just a good listen. The first 2 episodes I did, though, my mic, my fancy new mic, that was, you know, $80. That's my upgrade. I had the gain all the way up, not realizing that's a bad thing. So my first 2 episodes, the audio really sounds bad, but I've worked it out.
Yeah, you live and learn. You know, my first one with Geo and Neo brought it up. I made, like, I'm an idiot. I apologized to him the next day. I made it bubbles like he couldn't retort, you know, and it was so stupid of me. And I changed that real quick. So Michael, I agree kind of with Michael, because this is what happened to me. I'm just a viewer at the time, Dustin. When I saw it in the beginning, I clicked off. As soon as I saw it, I'm like, dude, I know you could just fast forward. I know. But to me, I'm like, my big YouTube people I watch that are not in cards, they don't do that to me. Why am I going to do this with the small channel? Now, I didn't know you. I was just a viewer, you know, but I'm just giving you honest. I'm sure you might already know this, by the way. You get plenty of pushback on that stuff.
Yeah. I don't think it's a bad idea, as you mentioned, and maybe try to push it to halfway through, just to, you know, switch it up. I don't think that's bad advice. I try to cut it down when I'm doing it. I try to keep it to about 45 seconds tops. So if I make a 12-minute video, you know, it's usually 30 to 45 seconds. And then it's, you know, I try not to, you know, really kind of ramble on with that. I try to keep it like pretty quick, pretty smooth.
When I was at the National, you were what I think a lot of people in the spaces are doing now or will do. I think you correct me if I'm wrong. You were getting rid of modern Caitlin Clark to pick up a Willie Mays.
Yeah, in hindsight, I should have sold all of it to Brian Gray, all of my Caitlin Clark. But actually, I do want to keep some of that stuff. And this is one of those kind of cycles in cards too, where I wonder, because I feel like it's, you know, the WNBA is a pretty long off season, and then I'm like, should I buy some more if it gets really cheap? Because I do think that she's going to have a bounce back next year. There'll be the hype of, you know, the season coming on, you know, the season starting back up. I'm just going to hold on to the rest of the stuff I've got. I've got some stuff to grade out of hers as well, and then I'll probably sell, you know, some of that going into the next season. But yeah, I did sell Brian Gray. He offers really strong, and I think
what he wants. I think he's selective though.
He is. Yeah, he is selective. And I think I got like Neo went to go sell him, or somebody went to go sell him. Caitlin Clark. I think it was flipping Steve. And he didn't take Steve's Caitlin Clark, so I think Brian Gray just did me a favor there.
That was nice.
Yeah, Alf is doing well. Alf is doing well. I actually picked up Alf at a Raleigh card show going back, you know, I don't know, a year ago or something. So that's been the best $20 I spent at that card show. Is that Alf doll? I get a lot of comments about it.
What?
All right, so wait, no,
go
we're
ahead.
gonna now.
Yeah.
This is your channel. I'm waiting for you to come at me a little bit. I got a D last night, so I'm here. Let's talk about the one. The one thing I wanted to ask you though, because I've heard you say this a few different times, and I want to get clarity on it. So you mentioned lazy content, which, and I think I understand what you mean by that, but I guess is non-lazy content. Would that be just more edits, more clips? Because I can clip a lot more stuff. I mean, like your videos, and you have a nice way of how you edit, but you said like it's 3-4 hours. I don't doubt it at all, because I've done similar videos where I'm adding in clips and it does take a lot more time. So is that what you mean when you say lazy content is just more maybe clip heavy stuff, or
I
is
mean,
it, or vlog stuff takes a lot?
I like to learn, and I like having these conversations. I hope I made Neo think yesterday. What I got from the conversation with Neo is, he does what he does. The audio, because he can break up the audio and edit it, takes him 5 minutes. And okay, it fits his lifestyle. So I understand. And he has a following for it. People want to hear. So, but the way I would view this is, which fighter would you put your money on? The one that spends 30 minutes training or 3 hours training? Which student would you put your money on? The one that does 30 minutes of homework or the one that puts 3 hours of homework?
I mean,
I just think there is something to quality.
But some people put 3 hours in and they still suck.
Yeah, that was me for 3 years. but I believe in that. I truly, but that's what, I didn't stop. I kept doing it. Eventually, I'm not huge, but I've got a little following. Hard work pays off,
Yeah.
So I guess I have a new stance on it, talking to Neo, but I do think that there needs to be more quality, more real quality videos in sports car, and not all the same. The quality video, okay, it's good editing. Well, okay, sure. It's always them going to buy a blaster box, or it's always them ripping or going to a car. It's always the same. It's very repetitive, I guess, would be not yours and not Neo's, because you guys are doing different topics. But my last thing I'll say, I'll let you go, or I'll not let you go. I'll let you talk. You talk. Sorry. So stupid. The last thing I want to say is that lazy is the wrong word. I now realize it's not lazy, but I just feel like there should be more love. Love is not a 30-minute, let's put a video out every day. Oh, the thing I was going to say, it's hard to come up with valuable content, good content. Doing it every day feels like a little bit of someone called it today a YouTube spammer. Just making a trying to get a video a day. That's the stance, I guess. But I did hear Neo yesterday. I did.
No, I don't. So I don't agree with, obviously Neo and I don't agree with you can't make, content for cards every day, because we do it. But I think that, depending on, so here's a little bit of a hot take. I think that all of us are kind of saying the same stuff, as far as, oh, we're doing hobby talk. It's a lot of the same exact conversations over and over and over, the same topics that are just kind of twisted around and maneuvered to present it a different way. Neo has his style. I have mine. You have yours. I like watching your stuff, but my only issue is a lot of times, and maybe what Neo is kind of getting at, and also with my stuff, because I have people tell me the same thing. They'll listen to it while they're, mowing the grass or playing golf or whatever. Your video, I've got to sit in front. I got to watch it, because there's a lot of visuals with it, which I enjoy that. But
now my pushback would be, I have plenty of people saying they don't watch, they just listen. And sometimes I'll even be on a walk and want to hear, and I'll just listen. I mean, I think it is digestible as a podcast, or just a listen. Not, I think people tell me, they don't watch that, but I do agree with you. I put a lot of energy into the visual, so it is worth.
Well, and
definitely watching the visual.
I want to respect look, I met you at the National. We talked for a good bit, and if you're putting 3 or 4 hours into the edit, I'm going to watch the edit. I'm going to pay attention to it, because there might, there's going to be some little funny quirk in there, so I'm going to watch it. But I actually have to schedule that. I've got to okay, I need to make sure I'm in front of the TV, or I'm in front of my phone or whatever to pay attention to it. But yeah, no, I think it's a lot of when you say it's what's good content, when there's a lot of people making content too. It's really saturated. There's a lot of good content creators. I feel like when you say quality versus quantity, I mean, if you take just the overall content space, there's a lot of really good stuff. And a lot of it's long form. There's a lot of really good baseball card content, which is not something that I don't collect a lot of baseball cards. And there's a lot of really good baseball card content. So I don't know. So if you're specialized on the baseball side, like the spitballing guys and, Filmington, shout out to those guys. But yeah, who is the other one? I'm thinking Scotty B. Those guys are deep into baseball. And I feel like there's a lot of listeners for baseball card content versus, some of the, modern football, basketball. I think there's just less interest as a whole.
Okay, I'm going to go I have two things. Ziggy said something. I know you and Ziggy. I want to just throw it at you. But
I think it's fantastic. Ziggy, I haven't seen Ziggy in a while, and then boom, I pop up on the stream and Ziggy's ass is flying in here. He can't get in here fast enough. Go ahead.
All right. He says, quality of content is important. Dustin, you don't appear to participate, but you criticize. Dustin, you're sponsored by a breaker. You attack breakers. That's my beef. Be real. Be honest. What's your retort?
So justcollect.com is who I'm sponsored by. He's reaching a little bit, but that's kind of what he does.
Who tell people who Just Collect? Because I don't think people don't know.
Yeah, Leighton Sheldon owns Just Collect. He's also a co-owner of Vintage Breaks, a breaking company. So on my channel, I promote justcollect.com. Neo does as well, and it's focused around buying collections. That's really that's what Leighton Sheldon does. He does also own a piece of Vintage Breaks as well. So that's what he's talking about. Now Ziggy is also a breaker. So
hey, sensitive. Come on.
So Ziggy's he's gonna get work. He gets worked up because I talk about.
I don't
breaking.
think he's a breaker, but I never see him on camera, but does he own the company? Does he own a part of the company? I don't know. Do you know?
I don't know. I haven't seen the company. I haven't seen
Queens of Cards. Come on, hot ladies.
I had a good talk. Every time I see Ziggy in person, I have a great exchange with him. He gave me a card as a present at the National. So yeah, but Ziggy. So okay. So whether he owns a company, doesn't own it, whatever, who cares? His main focus in the card hobby is breaks.
Ziggy just showed up. Are you cool with talking with Ziggy?
I mean, I guess I got to jump off. I got to jump off for off centered here in a minute.
2 minutes.
I got 2 minutes.
All right. By the way, no, I have a master's degree. I teach 5th grade. That's what I do for a living. Here we go. Let's add Ziggy. What's going on, Ziggy?
Hey guys, look, I appreciate it. I'm not trying to cause you drama, Dustin. I'm trying to make peace with you. But listen, Leighton is a co-owner of Vintage. Vintage was caught swapping a wax pack off camera by Sports Card Radio. In my opinion, that is one of the most criminal offenses a breaker can make, because wax packs, you can see on the back, the last card. No one wants to address that because Leighton is so loved by the inner circle of hobby people. But that is a bad breaker, man. And Professor, if you're not going to call that out, this is where we make the hobby better. Okay, Justin, you should say something to Vintage and say, what are you doing about that? Why is the guy still hired there? And at the least, stop insulting breakers by making comments like, they don't ship you the base cards. They do. The only times they don't ship them to you is if you ask them not to, or if they tell you they're not. Things like that. Don't criticize.
All breakers always ship the base cards?
Not always, but again, they have to legally. If they're not sending them to you, that's against the law. So when you make comments, well, you might not get your break. You're not real, Dustin. Participate. Ask a breaker. First of all, a lot of people don't want base cards shipped to them. They'll opt out.
Breathe, Ziggy, breathe.
So my point is, it's the arrogance that you have. Like, you don't participate, you don't listen to people, but you represent
I don't
bad
participate
people.
in breaks because I don't like throwing money away.
I understand that, but don't
away,
criticize them and take money from them. You see what I'm saying?
I don't. I say, with breaking, I said there's a place for it. I don't like how big it is. I don't like how big repacks are and breaks are. I don't think that's a crazy take. Is that a crazy?
No, it's not.
Take?
What's crazy though is I wouldn't take money from a bad breaker. I don't care if he's selling kids repacks on the side with another company. I think that's what the problem is. Okay, but you can do that. I'm all for it. Go for it. But I think that's something you should disclose.
Ziggy, really quick, just before, and then I want to explain a little. What is the exact beef? Because I don't know, with Leighton. Do it one more time.
Go watch Sports Card Radio. You dip, guys. Do you dip? That is about the breaker who was putting a wax pack on camera. He took the pack off camera and swapped a different pack on camera. When he was caught later on, his excuse was, oh, that pack was dinged in the corner.
I remember. Yeah.
Okay, but this is all over Sports Card Radio. Like, it's one of the notorious known scammers. Okay, Vintage is a scamming breaker. If there was a review of it, if there's a Better Business Bureau, he would be up there. You see what I'm saying? Like, that to me is worse than sitting there making stupid comments about some kid. Okay, this is an actual theft. If that card, say, had a Jordan in the last card on the wax pack, how would you feel about that theft? You see what I'm saying? These are bad things in the hobby that are, oh, that's okay, man. It's an inner circle. And that is the one thing I will say that bothers me to this day. It is such a fucking inner circle.
All right, he's on a short time. Let's see.
I'll let you go. Have a good day.
All right, Ziggy. Hey, thanks for. Good for you to listen to, and don't take it to heart.
Oh, I don't. Ziggy didn't like me like the second I started making. Ziggy didn't like me going back all the way to when he was Jeff Wilson's moderator for the Sports Card Investor Facebook group. This is a lot. He's picked out this one little thing, but it was a lot before. It's been almost 6 years of something. There's always something to get at me about.
I agree with Michael Ham. He said it's 3 years ago, but I also am wary of any break. You know, I'm a little wary, especially when stuff like that comes out. It makes you have a red flag, you know, but it was 3 years ago. I'd be curious, does that guy still work there? I mean, you're not, I mean, are they as bad as backyard breaks? I don't know. I doubt it. Do you know the guy personally?
I work with Leighton on the Just Collect side of the bucket. So, I mean, he's buying collections. He's a well-known vintage dealer. He's been around for decades. He's on Jeremy Lee's every Saturday night he comes on. I mean, I've never had any negative interactions with Leighton Sheldon. So
I give Ziggy some credit. I mean, Ziggy knows what we're talking about. So to get that passionate about something, clearly you struck a nerve there, or some of it's just you.
No. This dude gets passionate about, and that's just one of many, many things over the years. That's the latest thing, I guess. That's the latest thing. It's always something.
Let me just see the time. All right, 49. What do you got? A few more minutes?
Michael said I like this. 12 seconds into my first SCD video, you addressed a stuffed animal and started an ad read. Talk about a first impression. I love that.
Ziggy went hard. Hey, Noi says he's 100% right. Sports Card Queen, I agree. Some people
I've got in your chat, I probably have like 8 guys that I've blocked over the last few years. So I came to came to see them all face to face here tonight.
David says, I've watched 1,000 of Dustin's videos. Crazy Ziggy is this pissed. I think it's Ziggy, you know, he's a passionate guy. He does love the space. I do believe that.
What's funny is I had Ziggy on my channel. So go look at it. It's December 1st, 2020. Ziggy, I did an interview with Ziggy. He was on my channel. So I've tried to like be nice to this guy. But the weirdest thing is, like I said, I saw him at the National and he shook my hand. Hey, buddy. Gave me a card, and that's what happens a lot of the times. It's what happens with a lot. Well, it's happened every single time, frankly. So,
hey, I did not mean to get you ambushed, but it makes for great content.
Steve said it right there. I just didn't see that passion or energy from Ziggy when we were at the National.
Oh, why don't you tell him what happened one more time? He came up to you and he gave you a card.
I mean, that's why with him, I just don't, I don't take it that seriously. I don't think that he really dislikes me. I think, like you said, he's a passionate guy. He gets worked up. What's up, Mike Petty?
Hey, by the way, if you have Petty's blessing, that's strong.
Yeah, no, I like Mike Petty. He also comes at me sometimes, but I respect him. He's a good dude.
Well, I like to ask everybody. I'm sure you're not a mystery pack guy. Are you a mystery pack guy?
No, I'm not a mystery pack guy. Not yet, anyway. Hell, I mean, maybe that's the next step for Sports Card Dad. We've got cereal. We've got PSA codes. No, I'm kidding. We don't have. We always joke on Off-Centered about the upside down repack because we're Stranger Things fans, but I don't think it's going to happen.
All right, so I want Dustin. I think I'm going to go. It sounds like you invited me to your show next week. And then I'm hoping you would come on my show maybe a couple weeks after we keep the conversation going.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, I got distracted because I thought that Manimal was giving me a thumbs up, but he's been flipping me the bird on like 7 different comments. So what's up, Manimal?
Why do the whales always hit the monster cards and breaks?
But yes, yeah. Jason, let's do it next week if you're available. And then, if you want to do a video on yours, set it up. Let's do it.
Hell yeah. Hey, let's ask Mike last question. Why do you block people? Good question.
Because it gets boring after a while. After a while, it just gets to a point where it's like, it feels like babysitting. And that's when it's kind of that. And also there's certain people where you're just never going to make them happy. I've been doing this long enough to where, hey, if that's Gio, that is true. I did. I put my hand on his shoulder and said hello. Actually, I think I did. I was like playfully flicking him off across the room. And then
Gio jumped in front of me out of nowhere and took a selfie.
Embraced. What was I getting at?
I missed it. Mystery packs. I don't remember either. God damn it.
I lost it.
All right. That happens all the time to me. Long day. Dustin, thank you so much for calling. And I look forward to doing your show next week.
Let's do it. Thanks for having me on. Thanks, guys.
Hey, have a great day.
You too.
All right. 2 days. We got Trike. We got Neo. And it seems like, did Sports Card Dad kind of just join the NWO tentatively? I don't know. I don't even know what I'm doing now. Let's put back on these hater comments or some comments. So much to take in, so much to think, so much to do. Button, who's got the button? Mystery rats. I like that. Hey, a lot of love for everyone coming on. The hobby is also okay. Top comment. Annoy is here right now. Follower, subscriber, member. He said it was a good segment, by the way. Flipping, I know, I wish Flipping Steve next week, 5 o'clock, some point in between 5 and 7, 5 to 6, preferably. Call in. I'd love to talk with you. The hobby is also growing in a legitimate asset class right now. And that was 100% Fanatics' goal. And just like a major asset classes, just like all major asset classes, the market will be made by big money and full of manipulation. Oh, okay. Big money and manipulation is the other side. It's been with the real estate market for years now. You could argue the stock market as well. The big money all has their money in real estate and in the stock market. Logically, none of it makes sense. Nothing goes up forever unless they keep raising all the prices on us, which they do. Annoy says, unlike stocks, hard assets such as trading cards are not easily liquidated into cash. When the economy takes a downturn, agree with this completely, their value tends to fall back. Not only does it tend to fall back, it's also one of the first things people will try to liquidate. They're not going to get, they're going to, before you drain your savings, I assume you sell some of your cards. Before you drain your kid's college account, I assume you sell some of your cards. Before you sell your house or a rental property, you're going to sell some of your cards. It's one of the first things you're going to turn to sell. The other thing that's more important that we mentioned earlier, which is we'll do at the end of the video here or the end of the live, is the top 50 players in the NBA. Maybe there's 12 of them that are card relevant. Then you have this B tier here that there's for some reason they don't hit like that A tier. And then you have legends like Bill Walton and Moses Malone that no one cares about. And there's 50-year-old collectors. I'm 40. There's people 60, 70. No one cares. No one collects these at a high rate. No one's going out big time. Trust me, I go buy these stuff. I like the rookie NBA stuff. You can get a Bill Walton auto $300-400. He dead. You can get a Bill Walton rookie for $100-200. Moses Malone's even cheaper. So, when you say it's an asset class, sure, 0.0005% of all cards printed are an asset class. The other 99.999, maybe another 9, is all going to go the way of Bill Walton and Moses Malone. I don't care. Maybe the argument, hey, if there's a 1-of-1 Bill Walton, it'll sell for high. Fine. How about the rest of the stuff? How about all the inserts, the base, the numbered cards? Sure, there'll be a select 20 cards that holds an asset class. The rest of it is not an asset class. Or if it is an asset class, it's a losing asset class. Anyways, that's my take on that. What do we got? Gorilla Farmer 09, also a member. If we all like the same stuff and watch the same videos, it'd be boring. I like Professor. I watch Professor. Hey, bottom. Well, this episode lost me. This was me talking. This was on the video of me and Trike's conversation. I didn't know how could that lose people. I don't understand. I didn't think anything was wrong there. I thought it was very good conversation. Collect what you like, watch what you like. This is crazy. All right. Another one. Here's Hockey was here tonight. His take on the tier list. Junk Wax Hero, low energy snooze fest. Fair. But he does have a following. Neo, I went from watching him regularly to a few videos a month. Less is more. This is not me saying this. Other people connect with the thoughts I'm saying. Not everybody, but other people have the same thoughts. No one's saying them on YouTube. I don't see the problem with using audio only. That part always worked for me. Fair. And he says that works for him. But I'm a visual person. I want some love in that video. Dustin, well, don't need to say anything more. Carlos, which one's Carlos? He's probably the sharpest of them all. Which one's Carlos? Cards and Comics. I thought that was Neo. Love watching his shows. 90 inserts, Cards and Comics. Okay. Chris Sewell is the best YouTuber. Trike, he is correct. Just because you don't like something doesn't mean everyone doesn't like it. I don't watch his content though. It has nothing to do with when I go on these view things. It's not because I don't like the content. It's because I do not believe that there is really that many people in America that give a shit about that content. No chance. I don't buy it. No way. No how. Neo says, hey, I'm underestimating the amount of people in the card space. Really? Really? I don't buy that. All right. Yeah. We read that book. I open with that book every year. I give it to the kids, the students, Willy Wonka. We read it. Then we watch the old movie, not the newer one. And yeah, that's a good movie. Button, who's got the button? I don't even click those videos. Nothing against the creators, but spending XXX 10,000 yada yada on cards isn't relatable for me or you or anybody. I'm assuming younger people watch those, kind of like MTV Cribs. I understand. But what everyone underestimates is the people that doesn't realize is I Show Speed gets millions of views. Kai Cenat gets millions of views. The streamers out there get hundreds of thousands of views from this age range. The people that watch MTV Cribs of our age are not watching Jeff Wilson. They're watching I Show Speed. They're watching somebody do a review of a Minecraft game or Grand Theft Auto. I don't buy it. I just don't buy that 100,000 young people are watching that, because I think they're watching I Show Speed. A tier for me, Chasing Cardboard, Jeremy Lee. Did we already do this one? Yeah, we did already do that one. Call Those Faces, Shill Faces by Greek Okie. Good. We message back and forth. Good dude. I call those faces on thumbnails. Shill Face. Awesome video as a card collector, an action figure collector. I recommend go watch the toy video if you haven't. If you're here, you probably did, but I think it was a damn good video. You're exactly right. This figure is a Happy Meal toy, horrible look, and looks cheap. I agree with this take on Johnny Bravo. I'm buying every Hall of Fame baseball player within reason, auto cards preferably. He's not the only one. There's such a... How do I want to put this? There's such a passionate, loyal group for collecting Hall of Fame baseball players. It goes hand in hand with baseball, unlike NBA. A person that loves baseball normally loves the history of baseball, and this is a trend that's been going on for decades. So I don't hate this. And we'll end with here. This was a compliment in my book. Ever since Sports Card Radio sold out to Golden, Professor Sports Cards has been the place for honest card talk. Appreciated. That's what we're trying to do here. NBA top 50 players. Boy, oh boy, we're an hour and 2 minutes. I did not go to bed till 8. I am tired. I think we're an hour 2 minutes in. Do we kill it here or do we keep going? I'll ask the chat. Do we kill it after a good hour? We could go into someone on the flipping Steve and those guys live real quick. I guess we could do that. I am damn tired. These are the guys that are going to hold, LeBron and Curry are still players. They're going to hold value for a long time. They say it's an asset class. These are the only players that matter in the NBA. And it tells you something about today's players. If these are the only players that matter in collecting cards in the NBA, then how about the players of today? How many are going to make it on this list? They're not all going to make it. Anthony Edwards, Luka, Wemby, the list goes on and on. Giannis is not here. Giannis is not going to be an A tier. Maybe, I don't know how to rate him yet. Is he a B or C? I'm not sure yet. He's won one title. He's not as people aren't flying for his cards. He only won one title. Great player. A 50 piece. I didn't get through with all this. It was very easy. You go up the Karl Malone. He has one rookie card. Nobody's going out every day to buy Karl Malone rookie, even though he just has one. I'd put him on the same tier as Duncan. I mean, maybe even less. We move him over. And we'll put him with West and these guys, even though I do feel like he's not as and he's not. He is not, even though he's one of the best power forwards of all time, no one's racing out to buy all the Karl Malone cards. Kenny says Giannis is a yawn fest. So, I mean, this is it. This is it. This is why when I hear them called an asset class, they're up their ass. They don't know what they're talking about. They're looking at a they always point, anybody I have this conversation with, they always bring up a player that beats the odds. Babe Ruth, Jordan. They're not the norm. These are the outliers. The norm of and that's when it's a very manipulative space. It's very non-transparent. It's very confusing. And then you push all the sponsorships, advertisements, shilling. It makes it a weird space right now. It makes it a weird space. We want shout out to the Loud Card Collector, hockey. Let's go check in with our boy Michael Ham Fishing. They've been going 3 minutes. How did they start theirs? Oh, wait a minute. Off-centered is not started. Let's see. Nope. All right, we'll be back. We'll be back. Jordan, who's next? Isaiah Thomas, another one. Great player, legend, one of the top 5 point guards of all time. People aren't rushing. No one cares about this hoops card. That's his 1990. His rookie's 86. No one cares about this hoops card from 89. So tell me why. Who says that? Backstreet Boys? Isaiah fucking Thomas. Nobody cares. I mean, and he's a legend. 2 championships with the Pistons. One of the top 5 point guard of all time. Of all time, he's still not card relevant. Oh, well, he didn't have any first off the line. He didn't have any jersey patch autos. I don't think it's going to matter, folks. I don't think it's going to matter because 20 years from now, no one will have a connection to the players today. Just like the younger crowd, anyone under 30 doesn't have a connection. I don't have a connection to Bill Walton or Moses Malone, other than the fact I'm an NBA historian. I love NBA. There's not a market for this stuff. Hall of Fame legends. Sure, that Jerry West in a PSA 10 sells for a lot. The rookie's very rare, very limited. You can go buy Jerry West only has 7 or 8 real cards from the time he played. Most of them you could get for under $100. You want a 1969 Jerry West? No problem. He's just not someone people are flying off the shelves like he's Joe DiMaggio, Mickey Mantle, Babe Ruth. The Baseball Hall of Famers do hold a certain niche, a certain value there. There's a connection. I thought the connection would move to NBA. Maybe this A tier. This is it. This is all that matters in the NBA world right here. That's it. Nobody else matters. That's crazy to me. That's why when I hear it called an asset class, you're lying. Or you're focusing on a very limited point of view.
$1 million man.
So I have about 20 cards that it appears I need to get in very quickly here to save $2. To save what? $2 a card? Is that what it was?
It depends on what you're submitting, but basically,
there they are. Yeah, I'm gonna go on Dustin's show. Why say no? Why say no? I've never been asked questions. I'm always asking the questions. That'll be interesting. And then Dustin will come on my show a couple weeks later, and let's see how it goes. I think they're, sure. Why not? Why not? It was a little off-brand. A little off-brand. So I'm glad he called in live. I'm glad we got to have that discourse first instead of me just showing up somewhere. And not everyone watches this. By the way, 81 people in here. Not half goddamn bad. Not half bad. I'm not. Hey.
How dare you? She's a nice lady.
Hello, Sydney. Remember me?
You know what amazes me? This amazes me in 2025. If you have a kid, maybe you know this. You've been through it. But every 5th grader has watched Squid Games. The one that got me, the one that really got me, I don't want to get political, but the Charlie Kirk thing. We all have it was shocking. Whatever side you're on, I'm not going to get into the political side. But we leave, and the kids get their phone at the end of the day back. and they're outside waiting for their parents. But they're scrolling through the phone. Social media. What's all over social media? Every 10-year-old kid with a phone saw that, or at least saw all the uproar about it. That changed my view on everything. That not changed my view. My view's still the same. That made me have a new insight, a new bubble, a light bulb popped off. You know, every 10-year-old kid back when JFK and Martin Luther King got assassinated, they didn't see it. It wasn't on every 24/7 news cycle. It didn't exist. It's on every 10-year-old's phone. So that sucks, man. That's not a society we want to be raising into that. That really did hit me. That was like, everyone has their opinion on the whole thing. How about this? Every 12-year-old, every 15-year-old, every 9-year-old with a phone, with social media, which is a lot of them. That's a bummer. That really sucks. Sorry to go there. Let's see. I don't know. Tier list. None of these guys are going to make it. If we're already on, Oscar, that's not true. I would say he is card relevant. Oscar Robertson, a top 5 NBA player. Maybe I'm wrong. I view him as NBA. I view him as card relevant. Probably an A tier, even though he's ranked. He played in the 60s. His cards are very limited. He doesn't have many cards. So, well, yeah, I do think Oscar Robertson is A tier here. He is another one we'd add to this list. Oh, okay. Who's next? David Robinson. Definitely not. Great player, Hall of Famer, the Admiral. Navy, I believe. Is it Navy? I'm a little off. 89 rookie. But it's, and again, if David Robinson was a player of today, sure. If Karl Malone, sure, you could argue that some of that limited stuff, but I would push back that it's like 20 cards. 20 or 30 of his cards will remain big time if it was today. If he had that career today. He doesn't even go here. I mean, he's down here. And look at these guys. And they're just not card relevant, whether it's the year. Karl Malone has 1 rookie card. Bill Walton has 1 rookie card. In the 9 and 10, sure. And there's not many. There's 7 or 8. So that's where I get my number 20. It's not made up. There's 7 or 8 Bill Waltons in the world that actually matter. There's 7 or 8 Moses Malones in the world that actually matter. It's not all, if you know what you're doing, if it's your business, sure, you can make money. The average guy getting in is overwhelmed, doesn't have a clue. It takes years of education to get it right, years of failing to get it right. And there's so many hawks in the space right now that these rats, or I don't want to call it, these eager beavers are going to get eaten up. Hey now. John Havlicek might be on the A list, but you know what? He's not. I think his rookie card's 69. He has a couple that hold value and nothing else. Havlicek would go on this B tier for me. Great player and played in a time very few cards. But people aren't rushing out to go get John Havlicek stuff. Even won tons of championships in a big market in Boston. As big as it gets. That matters, the market. It's not a coincidence. David Robinson played in a tiny market. Now, that's more about the year the card was produced. Dwayne Wade, where do I put him B? I think people will still collect Dwayne Wade. I do. He's nothing compared. If you go look, they're the same year, him and LeBron. And then you could compare him to Carmelo and Bosh. Dwayne Wade's not A tier. I would put him B tier. People will, you can go get his rookie cards very cheap. Are there a select few that hold value? Yes, you can get his auto rookie for under $300. Not an on card, because people push back. An actual one that the manufacturer paid for. You had him really sign it. Who the hell knows? Someone made a good point. The reason they're just doing a line, a scribble, is because then anyone could do the line. Anyone could do the scribble. Make it as easy as possible. MT. Okay, anyone could write that MT. Have you seen these videos of these athletes getting like 1,000 cards to do? And then 6 months later, they're going to get another payday for another 1,000 cards to do. And 6 months later, getting another payday for 500 cards to do. Bro, they're signing a lot over and over and over every year. Every Hall of Famer, every All-Star, every non-All-Star. It waters it down. It devalues it. We're just not there yet. And people aren't, you guys are probably, Elgin Baylor's a tough one. Elgin Baylor's not a tough one. I mean, I love Elgin Baylor. So underrated, so not talked about. Shit Kern says the best NBA one, one of the top NBA players ever saw. Nobody cares. Now, this is from 61. There's very few of these. There's barely any of these in high grade. So sure, that's the one of one right there. So maybe the one of one holds value. The PSA 5, 1961, let's go take a look. Come on, here we go. Do-si-do. Here we go, Baylor. Elgin Baylor. He doesn't have a thing? He doesn't have a enter. No, I'm on the wrong page. Watch list. Players, buddy. I'm not your buddy, pal. Hey, the new South Park, 4 or 5 episodes now. They always go hard. South Park hasn't ever changed. PSA 6. Oh, that's not his rookie, but a PSA 6 1969, which is what his second year card, $50. Not card relevant. Try again. Top 20 NBA player all time. Played in a huge market. Doesn't get any bigger than the Lakers. 1961 PSA 7. They're 131. It sells for $3,000. Fair. Under the PSA 7 is going to fall. PSA 8 and PSA 9 will be a pretty penny. $16,000 sold in 2025. The 9 might be the highest grade, almost $100,000. They're pop 9. So sure, you can make your argument on a top 20 player all time. But how many of these are serial number 10 to 10? How many of these are out there serial number out of 25? How many of these are out there serial number to 50? This is the only one from a very rare product that another card wasn't made till 1969. So there are some other things, factors here. PSA 4, $500. So you start to get to more pop count or less pretty or less prestigious. It gets cheaper. Under $1,000. PSA 5. Man, the lowest they have is a PSA 3, last sold for $389. There's 51 of them. Top 20 NBA player all time. It gets no bigger than the Lakers. Oh, we already have his card there. Yeah, I'd put him here. I mean, we could buy a second year card, 1969, 8 years, no card. You could buy it for $50 in a decent grade. It's just a lot of the Hall of Famers are not card relevant. Same thing you see in NFL. Terry Bradshaw, 4 Super Bowls. Joe Montana. It's a very select few on a very select players. No one can predict the future. Which 1 out of 10 is going to hold value? Which 1 out of 1 is going to be the one? Maybe the debut patch. That's what they're setting up for. Guys, I don't know. We're hour 17. I feel I don't have. We could go. What I want to do? Go look at. Let's see what they're talking about. It wasn't all that interesting.
I don't necessarily look at the grade of a card when I'm looking for it to be a PC card because I'm not necessarily
most
buying
PC
it
cards
for value.
Yeah, most PC cards have value at the end of the day, but if it's a true PC card, you just want it. So just.
Orlando, welcome to the stream. We went an hour and 20. We're deep in. Sports Card Dad called in. I went over all the comments I clipped. I'm going to do a video on all these, every NBA product to come out in the 90s. And you'll see it starts with 3. I don't know what it ends at yet. I think I'm at 12 by 95. Here's Topps. Topps comes in. Topps Gold. They come in hard, by the way, in 92 with the USA Basketball. They come in with Topps. They have the Topps Gold, Topps Stadium Club. This is their first year. Topps Archives. Already there's 4 products added to what was just 3 in 1990. Upper Deck, their second year. We have these McDonald's packs. And you get to 93. Charles Barkley wins MVP. Fleer. Now Fleer has Fleer Ultra. Skybox Premium. No longer Skybox. Now it's Skybox Premium. Some more hoops. More Topps. Topps Stadium Club. Topps Finest is now introduced. More Upper Deck. Upper Deck has more than one product now. They have an SE Special Edition. This always confused me when I was a kid. It was always very difficult to understand. Nowhere on the front of that card does it do. Am I missing it? I never understood how to figure out, is this a SE? What's going on? Where do I look this up in Beckett? And then how can you forget the classic? I loved Finest. A collector's dream. Finest was my favorite product growing up. I thought it was the premium product. Now, history has proven it's Topps Chrome, but I definitely thought growing up, Topps Finest was the premium product. The card stock, the protector. It's going to be hard for me to not that. I also think it's a great time to collect. As long as I don't buy into breaks and buy stupidly, I can get so much of the new Finest after it's ripped in singles and cheap stuff. So I could still get, once that's a licensed product, my rookies from the new years will probably be all Topps Finest. I really do like the Topps Finest card. More Fleer Ultra. Flair enters now. Fleer makes Flair. I don't know if you remember these packs. I definitely remember these packs. A little upgrade. They were it was cardboard pack that you opened. One of the first big premium products. What is that for? $3 or $4? You go to NBA Jam. I'm a little spoiling this. I plan on making this into a video. I went to the All-Star game this year. It was in Phoenix. So I had some of these cards, not from the packs, but from the All-Star promo. But yes, I didn't go to the All-Star game. I went to the fan fest. I don't know. We saw something. It wasn't the 3-pointer, the dunk. I was 8 or 9 years old. I was 9. We saw something. And then there was a whole tent of product then back in the 90s. Skybox Premium. Then we have Skybox Emotion focusing on the photo. Top Series 1 and 2, Topps Stadium Club, Topps Finest, Topps in Boss. This did not last long. Upper Deck Special Edition, or now it's SP. It went from SE, now we're SP. Soon it's going to be SPX. We also had an Upper Deck Championship SP, if it can't be more confusing. Wait, we do that twice? Do I have that on there twice? No, we have Upper Deck Special Edition, Upper Deck Championship. Okay, hit the wrong button. Collector's Choice. This was my product as a kid. Very cheap. 79 cents, 89 cents. They had crashed the game. If your player hit, kind of like the home run thing, if your player hit the right thing at the right game, you win. Did I ever participate? Not really. And then I haven't gotten any further than that. Jordan sweeps this year, 95. NBA champion, finals MVP, 72 and 10, scoring title, all-star MVP. LeBron is not better. Get off my lawn. That's what a lot of people are telling me. And the haters, when I see that, it's a get off my lawn.
You shouldn't have been talking shit. Mamma mia!
All right. We could do a few more players here. I think, hour and a half. Why keep going? We could check whatnot. We could check, it's been good for me to, I don't go scrolling Instagram by myself. So, what do I want to see that stuff for? So live, it has been informative. We've ran upon a few things here. How to get your cards graded a month faster. Who cares? Really? 1,000 likes, people are.
2 bulk orders and then a regular order consisting of these 2 cards. You can see they're entered in here. We've got the regular and the 2 value bulks. Once you're done with entering them in, go to your submissions dashboard, check the 3 of them, and click package together. Then this will generate a label.
I'm over it. These PSA 10 cards are pure identical, but differ in price by thousands. You know what does bother me? If on my Facebook, where I look at a lot of the groups on cards, Fanatics, every goddamn video is pushing some amazing thing, or not every goddamn photo post is some stupid ass thing, pumping their own stuff as if it's the best thing ever to put your money. Oh, these are the Tiffany. Is that why? Tiffany's are better. Yeah, the Tiffany's are more rare. So I don't know why they didn't mention that, but and maybe it's implied. Oh, they're both Tiffany's? No, this one's not. Yeah, one's a Tiffany, one's not. If you didn't know, Tiffany's are the way to go. Very rare. While the other one, not rare at all. I don't know why it doesn't. Oh, there we go. All right, it does. Price and pop count, 5,454. The real one is go get that autographed or buy the autograph one. There's only 35. Imagine you have the auto copy. You're the king. In my book. 4,200 for this PSA 10, 17,000. I remember this card as a kid. When this guy when they were going on that home run chase, this card went to the moon. And then it fell, like all things that go to the moon. Did we really go to the moon? I'm not a conspiracy theory guy. I'm really not. Well, you might say, oh, am I viewing cards? Hey, that's a lot of analytics and research. And you could say the same maybe about conspiracy theories. Hey, the earth is not flat. Did we go to the moon's an interesting one. That's an interesting one. 1,000, 12,000. There's 385 in a 10. There's 49 in a 10. The cards today are in trouble.
What?
Do you ever wish you were athletic?
I wish I was athletic.
Yeah.
I could still walk on any court right now and give everybody 20 points, though. Out of your mind.
No, like, do you just wish you were
Not
like
smoking
more
a cigarette.
athletic, you know?
Yeah. Who
I'm a big basketball guy. I used to play my stepbrother growing up, same age. He smoked cigarettes, 17, 18, 19. Bro, he couldn't last 2 minutes. I mean, smoking cigarettes get you. He couldn't last on the court 2 minutes.
You know how we're losing our basketball license soon?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So we have a bunch of cards that never got in the original products, like autographs and such, and we're just trying to figure out what to do with them. There's just a ton of them.
Leftover cards from other products, huh? Oh, why didn't they ever make it inside the products originally?
Who knows?
Just go ahead and throw them in other products that we have coming out before our license is up.
What do you mean put them in current products?
Like if it's Origins basketball, just put it inside Obsidian basketball.
Won't people be upset if they got like an Origins auto and inside of an Obsidian box?
Who are they going to complain to?
That's true.
That's a good video.
Couldn't we also just start fulfilling more redemptions that are out and not being used?
Yeah, then we'd have to hire a bunch of other people, and that would be way too much work. So let's just keep it the way it is.
We really figured out a way to collapse as a company, didn't we?
We sure did.
Yeah.
Hey, another one that falls. Hey, there's Trike. Hey, Trike's a big. People are on either side. People really like him, or people don't like him. It's interesting. It's same with me. Same with almost all of us. You make one little video mistake, or it seems like, I'm not saying he regrets the Mamba, but he said, okay, I'm gonna flash. Sometimes the flashing lights might be too big. I'm listening. I'm taking in stuff. I'll adapt. I always thought Trike stuff was pretty good up until 6 months a year. Most cards sold since opening day baseball. Yep. I mean, a lot of money to be lost. A lot of money right there to be lost.
Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
I'm going to click 2 more. Live with me. I just want to.
But the cream will rise to the top. Oh, yeah.
Wow, what a great audience.
All right.
Go, 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 go.
I hate you.
Go, go.
I hate you.
It's your birthday. We gonna
It's your
birthday. We gonna do some
birthday.
It's your birthday.
I don't know who you are. Oh, my bad. The groove hit me. The big league find is feeling himself. Feeling himself. I got to play it again. He's feeling himself.
Go, 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 go.
Everything wrong with the hobby in one goddamn 15-second video. Am I wrong? Am I right? Do you like this guy? Am I talking trash and I'm ignorant like I was with the loud card collector?
Go, 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 Charlie. It's your birthday.
Can I make another statement as one bald guy from another bald guy? Shave the goddamn hair. I don't know. I wear the hat because I stuck with it. Here. Baldy. The man has no hair. Been wanting to do that. I go to work with no hat. Why do I need the hat? I got stuck in a rhythm with the goddamn hat. You gotta shave shave the hair. I'm not for it. The other thing is I'm lazy. Whenever I get the grandpa sides, I don't like how that looks. As you see with my gray ass beard, I get lazy. Who wants to shave every day? So, I wear the hat when I have the grandpa look, but as long as I have the head clean shaven, anytime. The man's bald, but this guy's feeling himself, and he doesn't care if he's got that that map.
We gonna party like
it is a catchy song.
It's your birthday. We gonna sip a party like it's your birthday. And you know we don't give a
It's Disney Chrome release day.
Oh God! I did reach out to her. She respectfully responded in such a, that kind of the kind of message. Maybe she took my message that way. I was pretty open and honest and trying to say, hey, I know we're opposite views and It's good for the hobby to have the content, the comment. She wrote this whole fake thing, respectfully declining, and I just let her know that that tells me something about what I thought about your content is confirmed. A couple of the others never responded, so I did thank her for responding. Of course, that was kind of her. She didn't have to respond at all. I hate this stuff. Can't stand it. The Ghostwrite toys, anything she gets her hands on, she's going to dress up, try to look cute, and then make a video. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Tell me I'm wrong. Mama breaks.
Kids, but because Tori was kind enough to come here and help us consign cards for you. All you have to do is pay 99 cents a listing and you get 95% of the payout for the card.
Charles, I'm not putting that on the board, but that's hilarious.
It's insane. We're going to give them a box of Disney.
Wow.
And we're going to show you step by step very quickly how you can sign.
Powerline. All right, that's a cool character.
Nice.
All right, numbered Powerline will work.
By the way,
is
that the Topps Chrome Disney? Was that the Topps Chrome Disney?
that device we use?
I don't know if that's it. I think it is. $750 a hobby box. Yeah, let's go rip that with our kid. That's a great. Hey, we can either take them to Disneyland, which is a full day and is going to last you your life experience, or, and by the way, that $750 will pay for your ticket. Even though Disneyland's ridiculously priced, it'll pay for your spouse's ticket, it'll pay for your kid's ticket, and it'll pay for the food that you're going to eat in an over-expensive park. Or you could buy one stupid-ass Disney hobby box Topps Chrome. It's Disney products for the kids.
Used for all our imaging, gets us really clear, great pictures. Really makes the refractors pop, which is what we love about this. So get a really good look at the front and back image.
Of course, there's got to be a chase. There's a Tom Hanks Toy Story auto. There's got to be some chase. And if they keep doing this for 10 years, at what point does Tom Hanks auto mean nothing?
All right, so
they're going to do it selectively. There's only going to be a few. You see how it goes. They're greedy as hell. They need chases.
here's our Powerline Aqua Refractor. It gets picked up.
$750. Why didn't they mention that? And here's some. Let's push Haystack. Haystack. Hey now.
We select it, and that one's done. This goes to our back end. It's listed on eBay. Throwing these all up 3.
Says it all. The last time I smiled that happy, I was 25 years old. I had hair and the ladies wanted me. That's the last time I smiled that happy. What's happening? Fake. Fake, fake, fake. She's that happy over this? She's that happy over this goddamn overpriced product? Can't stand it.
Today, so there's gonna be some of the first sales.
And for somehow, she's not an industry plant, but she has like all these connections. All of it. She's working with everybody. Even Josh Luber and Ghostwrite opening the damn toy with Josh Luber. Josh Luber is huge. Josh Luber is very influential. We have Rhonda, but Rhonda, it says here we go. Hey, Sports Card Queen's calling in. She was gonna say October 4th. First name Rhonda, but we have her luckily here at 6:30 my time. Rhonda, welcome. Thanks for calling in.
Hi, buddy. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good, good. So all you can see is my profile picture on your side?
Yes.
Okay, that's not good. That's not what I expected. So I don't know why it was telling me that I'm coming in as an unknown person. I don't mind showing my face. I just don't know how to do that.
Yeah, that's odd. I'm not quite sure either.
Yeah, I know. Hold on a second. So I hit the mic screen, so I got to do well, I can't hook up my headphones because I'm using my iPad and it doesn't have the proper adapter.
Hey, you're getting a lot of love in chat. You're getting a lot of love in the chat. Oh, there she went. Maybe she'll come back. Device is not connected is what it tells me, Rhonda. If you can hear me on, you're here, but you kicked out and it says device is not connected. Maybe she's retrying. Let's hear from Rhonda soon. Rhonda, I still can't see her. It's fine if we can't see you. I think they want to hear from you. It is better if in the next minute you get the camera, I'm sure. We'll pop Rhonda back here in just a minute. Let's see if she can figure out the camera. If not, we'll still put her back on in about 1 minute. Let's give her a minute to see if she can figure out the camera. I'm gonna pop it. Ron, I'm gonna put you back on right here.
What are you? I can't see the chat because it's super tiny right now. But what the hell are y'all talking about?
Let's see. Christine was a flip flop chick. Rhonda, they like her.
Ah, Christine. That was pretty funny. Who said that?
The bargain boxer.
I remember her. Yep. I had to unfollow. But thank God you came on.
Hey, that's nice of you.
Yeah, she used to be on SCR. I made an appearance. I was on there for about a half hour, couple of streams before they ended. But one thing about your channel, and people should not compare your channel to SCR because yours is different. You don't have two guys going at it with their two opinions, which usually is the same old BS over and over and over again. Same old headlines that everybody else is talking about. At least you actually have people that are calling in and giving hot takes on what's going on. That wasn't happening. So I noticed that part was missing. Not enough interviews like you're doing. I got to say that in the short time that you've been on, you've had a lot of top content creators on your show. And
isn't that crazy? That's crazy to me.
No shit. I think I counted about 5 or 6 in the past 3 weeks. Am I right?
I mean, just yesterday in the live, there was 5 or 6 pretty damn big channels in here.
Yeah, I was surprised. I mean, I watched RGL for a long time. I've seen Geo here and there, but like I said, I don't get into the break thing.
Yeah, I had Chris Sewell, SCV Sports Cards.
Yeah,
Life.
Yeah. SCV Sports Card, I saw when he first started out, he was doing the whole clipboard thing when he used to keep all his clothes on. And now I can't, I can only stay on for 30 seconds and he's lost my interest with that bullshit, with that robe thing. I just don't fucking get it.
I don't get it. I hope he pivots from that. I think
I think he's doing it for the girls. I think he's doing
it for the
ladies.
Okay.
No. I mean, I'm not kidding. I think that's why he's
doing that makes sense. Hey, that's not wrong. I think that's reasonable. Now, I want to push back on Ziggy. They agree with the queen, but they say they're all kissing my butt. Do you know how many negative comments I get? Do you know how many Ziggy? You don't kiss my butt. You call me jealous. Do you know how many people I get in the comments recently calling me jealous or a hater? So not everyone kisses my butt. I hear the negative too.
No, well, I'm only giving. I don't give a shit what the chat has to say. I'm telling you as a friend and as I've been watching, like you said, YouTube creators for almost 10 years. So the ones that came out, even with SCR, there's many other ones that I can't even, there's just so many that I've seen actually grow up from their early 20s into their 30s now. So it's constantly on my YouTube. It's the only thing I watch and I love it. I watch a lot of YouTube creators, so I know everybody that you're pretty much talking about, and I see a huge difference. Not everybody has the balls to get on there and say what they got to say, and I think the banter back and forth is what people enjoy. So people in the hobby should just shut the F up and just suck it up, because that's why you're here anyways. That's why you're all here. And I think the chat's always on fire.
Girl.
What?
Preach. I love it.
Isn't that why they're here? That's why I'm
You're
here.
Right. You're absolutely right.
Listen,
people want to hear the back and forth.
Listen, right. Exactly. Sometimes our days suck. And at the end of the day, I put on your channel. I got live action because nobody really wants to go through a 45-minute YouTube because pretty much I can already tell what the whole YouTube's going to be about.
Yep.
So I prefer a live show. And I think that's really going to be the trend of YouTube.
Interesting. So you suggest I keep going live.
Right. So let me ask you this. I have a couple questions for you if you don't mind.
Of course. Shoot.
Okay, first question for you. Do you plan on interviewing the same people that you've already interviewed on a regular basis every single month, or is it just a one and done deal?
No, I'd like to have some more back on. Now on Tuesday I have Trike. I'd really hope Trike turns into more. On Tuesday next week live, it'll be Geo and SCV will be back. But I have Dan the Cardman in the works. So I have some I want to do more, but yes, I'd love to have second conversations.
Okay, that'd be great. Okay. And where do you see yourself in about a year from now with your channel? Have you thought about that? I would figure.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Finish that thought.
Well, I'm gonna say, if you want to pivot, you're looking for people to give out ideas, and I think that's wonderful. You should post that, do a lot of votes when it comes to that, so that way you really get a clear idea what really people want. I actually enjoy your whatnot. I really do. When you get on,
that was a funny episode. People loved that episode, but
that was hilarious.
It's hard to repeat
from the beginning to the end, and it's just your commentary, even just listening to the BS that the salesmen are trying to sell you, and it just made me want to not go on whatnot even more.
Right? Then maybe I'll make that once a month live. Maybe we should do that. I feel like
once a month.
Yeah.
If they watch, they watch. If they don't watch, they watch. So, it's to each his liking, I say. To each his liking. You don't have to agree with everything.
I will say, it's hard to say where the channel will be in a year. It's so, I just want to keep making quality content. That's the only thing I can do. And I can change it up. I can hear the viewers, a lot of people, hey, make too much negative stuff. The one thing I am curious, Rhonda, is I went to the National this year. I'm very curious if it's different for me, because the channel got a lot of love since then. If it's different for me next year at the National, am I going to have some haters? Am I going to have some more? I'm very curious what the vibe is at the National. I can't say. Well, I just hope to keep making quality content.
So are you asking me to think that if you pushing out what you're pushing out now would make a difference if you go to the National and make a show about that instead?
Are they all just puppy dogs? No one's gonna, I say some stuff.
No. As a YouTube watcher, I must at least put 200 hours a week. I think you're just going to blend in with the rest of them, because every single time the National comes around, my YouTube feed is flooded with nothing but the National, to the point where I'm like, okay, I'm sick of it. So I'm only going to pick the certain few that I actually think are genuine, like you say, organic and not staged, and not saying the same old crap over and over again. If you're just walking around with, say, a GoPro on your chest and just taking random photos of cards, you're just going to blend in like everybody else. I don't think that's going to put you on the out, if that makes sense. I'm just telling you from my side. That's just my opinion.
I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
It seems like you're an expert with the card content. So what are the few channels, or what are a couple channels you find genuine, not mine, but genuine, honest, what's something else you would recommend?
Okay. Well, one I really, really enjoy, because I have a huge collection of Brady cards, which is in my PC. I've unloaded a few duplicates. But those were personal sales, so I know who they went to, so they treasured those cards. But I started to collect more players going back about 15 years ago now. So when instead of going on eBay, it wasn't so easy to comp your cards. The channel 10 Card Clubs, I think, is his channel. 10 Card Clubs. He'll show the 50 best cards, or the highest cards that have sold in the auctions in the past that particular week.
Okay.
So he doesn't show his face. All he does is he just got the card, and he shows the card, and he tells you this is what it sold for, this is where it sold, and what date it sold. And then he goes, right there it is. There it is. I could watch that over. I'll go from that one to the next one, to the next one, to the next one, because I have a lot of those cards, but they're not graded. So I wish you would do more with say the 8s and the 9s as opposed to the 10s, because 10s are so hard to get from PSA. I think that's where people need to understand that if you're going to go down that grading route, automatically expect an 8 or 9. I don't care how perfect it is. If you don't think it's going to get over that $100 threshold, don't even bother sending the card in. Now, see that card right there? I think I have that card. Stadium
That was my
Club.
Grail card growing up. I thought that was the best card ever.
Yes, Stadium Club is a really good brand. I like the look of I love the look, the whole entire look of that card.
Yeah, and I thought growing up, I loved him as a player as well. But now this is an interesting channel. I want to hear. Let me unmute it for 10 seconds. I just want to hear what the audio sounds
The
like.
authenticated slab received 8 bids, and it sold for 200.
Okay, I see what he's doing. Yep. All right, and it's good visual. I get it. All right.
And it's all up to date. So you don't, and you're showing 50. He does it within a short time frame. You can speed it up. He'll do one of all basketball, one of all football, all Jordans, all one player. So you can pick and choose what you want. He's been doing it for years. And
I'm glad I've never seen this. I'm glad you pointed him out.
Yeah, well, I figured, this might help you with your website.
Okay.
All right. So that's a good source for you. See that card? Who knows what I have in my collection? And half the stuff, is it worth grading or not? What is that, a 10?
Yeah.
See?
So you get a lot of knowledge without having to go look everything up yourself. You get a lot of knowledge, hit right here without having to spend all the research. He did it for you.
Exactly. Showing 50 cards within a short time frame saves a lot of the work going through eBay and comping it on your phone, because I don't want to be attached to my phone 24/7. I need a visual, and I'm going to remember those cards. And sometimes I'll rewatch it. Call me crazy, but sometimes I'll rewatch it and go, you know what? Let me go look for that card.
Two things automatically I like. He starts out giving a shout to his members, and I didn't see one ad or selling anything in the entire video.
And I don't have a membership with him. He doesn't sponsor anything. I don't believe he does. Don't quote me on that. He might in the beginning. It's been a while. I don't know what he's up to lately, but he might have a sponsorship. I'm not really sure. Oh, no, that's just for my own personal.
All right. They wanted me to put your channel. They wanted
I appreciate it. Okay, so look at my background. Look at the top. Go to the top.
How do I click that?
See that? All those cards in the background? This was my very first submission to PSA in 2023 based on SCV's knowledge on what to look for before he got a little crazy. He was sticking to the clipboard and saying, this is what you look for grading. Don't even bother. This is what's hot. This is what's not. And this is how you pick the cards out. So I sent in 10 cards and I got 7 PSA 10s from my first 10 card submission.
Hey, all right.
Yep.
Were you real particular about what you sent in?
Yes, I was. I did exactly what he said to do. And I even said, thank you. I even told SEV, go in my store because it's so stagnant. Okay. Look at it. And I want you to cut it up and give it to me straight. Does my store suck or what? Tell me what I'm doing wrong and tell me what I'm doing right. He literally went in my store and told me what I was doing wrong and right. And I was like, bro, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now, like I said, I'm in this hobby for fun. I'm not in it to be a superstar like these big card creators. I just like enjoying your content, a lot of other YouTubers, fans that you might not like, but I do for different reasons. And it's just great to know that there's other people that are just as crazy as I am. Because I don't have a lot of friends that are in this business.
Right. Same.
In the hobby.
Hey, we just 2 of us just subscribed. If you can, go subscribe to Sports Card Queen.
Oh, well, thank you so much. Thank you. And I always give the love back. So if you subscribe to me, I subscribe to you because it doesn't. You know what I always say? It doesn't hurt to hit that like button. It really doesn't hurt. It's really painless.
How long have you been? How long have you been doing? It sounds like you've been in cards for a long time, or is it something you found later?
Yeah, I've been at first I was ripping open boxes back in 2011 when I met my best friend, having a really hard time in fantasy football, was doing it on my own. I didn't advertise it because I didn't want my friends to think I was weird. But I did it on ESPN and Yahoo, and then I was running to this guy around town. I was single, and I was telling him about my league. And he was like, oh, yeah, I know everything about fantasy football. So he came over and helped me out. And then I found out he had a card collection. And I said, can I see your card collection? And the rest was history. And then next thing you know, we're running to Walmart and Target and anywhere we could find cards and ripping them for $15 a box, $20 a box, pulling all kinds of hits. And we just started throwing them in boxes. And then fast forward, here comes the boom. He passes away in 2020.
Oh no.
Yeah, and then unfortunately, and then he left me all his cards, and I was like, what am I going to do with all this? So I'm still sorting through a bunch of them, and I sold a few, but I'm pretty attached to them. That's the problem. It's addicting. It really is.
Not enough people say that. It is addicting, and hopefully you have it curbed in a way.
I do. Yeah, I have a lot of cards that, should go to grading, but then I wonder why bother. I'm really picky about my cards, so if I see a little tiny crease, I don't take a chance. I'm that picky. And some of my cards, as a matter of fact, you can't see me, right? Shit.
Well, we have your video up with you, but no, unfortunately, we can't see you.
Okay, like I'm holding basketball cards 93, 94. I'm holding so much sealed wax. 1990. What's this wax pack? 1979, 1990.
Wax pack?
Yeah, I got all this wax and stuff, and nobody wants to buy it because they're afraid that it's been resealed. And I'm like, no, I bought this a long time ago. Oh, I've had so much stuff. Yeah, I do. So I'm gonna have to come on again, but try to figure out how to put my face. Well, I don't know if anyone really wants to see my face or if it's necessary, but I don't mind going on and show you what's behind me. It's quite a mess, though.
No, I look forward to that. That'll be great.
All right, and then I know you don't like to look at cards. We don't have to do that. I don't want to bore you with that, but we'll see what happens, what's coming up in the next 2 weeks. It's been a little quiet out there in the hobby land.
I'm interested to pick your brain because I will save it for then, but you're passionate. So I want to know some of your gripes, some of what, it sounds like we're on the same page with some of the stuff we think. So I'd love to pick your brain about, maybe you come with a few questions for me and I'll come with a few questions for you.
All right. Well, first of all, my biggest issue is what am I going to do with all these cards? I wish I had more people that could reach out to me and say, hey, listen, you want to unload, if you have all this year, you have this player, show me what you got and I'll sell them to you, instead of going the eBay route, because I'm really so sick of eBay.
What about someone like Chris Sewell? He buys collections of all sorts. And I think he's fair from what I hear.
Yeah, I definitely need some connections. I mean, I have a lot of raw cards. I sold a lot of my slabs. It's just that, you know what it is, though? It's a little disheartening because I've been watching a lot of videos and a lot of people are grading their cards. But unless you have money to just send in the PSA on a 10-card commission, so if you say, for instance, 2 weeks ago, my son sent in a 10-card submission to PSA, 10 Pokemon cards. He got 1 10 and 9 9s.
Oh, wow.
And I said to myself, you know what? I'm just now that just puts a bad taste in my mouth. I don't even think I want to grade these cards. He says, no, Mom, just sell it all. Just sell it all. So that's
definitely the easier route. And it's definitely, you need a lot of capital up front to do that. And then you got to chase your money back.
Well, you know what I think? I think it's kind of like the stock market. Let the people figure it out. I think what I'm going to do with all of them. I'm going to take a picture of the front and the back, 99-cent auction, and let the market just run with it. And let's see what happens in 10 days. I might make $80 on one or $1.80 on another.
Do you have the time to do that?
Do I what?
Have the time. That takes some time.
Yeah, I do. Maybe I should watch a little bit less YouTube. If you want to go live so often, maybe I would get something done.
Hey, all right, I'll take it. Take it.
I'm kidding. But those people out there that say that I'm doing this to hype you up or to flatter you, I'm just telling you that kudos to you for what you're doing. You just keep it up. And I think a lot of people agree that you're doing a great job. That's all. I'm not here to.
That's very sweet of you, because I do get, not a ton, but yeah, the comments of being negative is, the negative stuff weighs on you more than the positive. The loss of the game wears on you more than the win. So sometimes it plays with me a little.
What? You mean the chat people?
No, not in chat. More comments on the videos.
Oh, yeah. Well, you're always gonna have haters out there. That's
right.
Life. And you know what? Right. You're never gonna see these fucking assholes anyway. Oh, can I say that? Oh, shit.
Of course, please. Why not? They give me shit for it, but
okay. Well, as you know, you're never gonna really see these people again. So who gives a shit? It's like you're a talk show host. It's like you're talking on the radio.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
It's like you're talking on the radio is what you're doing, but you're showing your face. Well,
and nobody likes everybody.
They do that now. I listen to WEEI up here in Boston every single morning during the week. Because they talk football all morning. As soon as they start talking baseball, I'm done. I shut it off. I just don't listen to music. It's what I do. So I'm listening to sports every single morning. I have to because I'm in a fantasy league. I got to see what's going on.
Just to give you some, you've been in here, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes. The views have stayed exactly the same, even without your face. So, you're keeping them entertained.
Oh, well, that's great. That's good. I'm glad to know that. So I'm sure when I show my face, it'll drop dramatically, and then it'll be all over. I hope
no, not at all. I hope we do see your face because it does work better for the content on October 4th. But Sports Card Queen will call in. The show will be all, a lot about Sports Card Queen. I want to pick her brain. You know a lot.
I'll show you some of my stuff I have, and if anyone's interested, just give me a shout out. They know how to reach me now. You can put my email in the notes if you wanted to. So sure. Yeah, we'll do that. What do you say, October 4th?
I think that's what you mentioned I might have the date wrong, but I think that's what you said in the message. Yeah.
So that's a week from next week. So 2 weeks. Okay.
Hey, that'll be a lot of fun, Rhonda.
All right, that'll be sweet. We'll do it October 4th then.
I really look forward to it.
Around 9 o'clock. How's that sound?
Perfect.
All right, then. I'll see you then.
All right. Have a great night.
Bye, Rhonda. Chat. I love you guys.
Oh.
Give a shit.
Hey now.
All right. Hey now. Bye.
Bye. Yeah, very positive. I also can sense right away tons of knowledge, lots of knowledge. I mean, she's someone that she has opinions. She definitely has some opinions. That was really nice of her to call in, say some nice things. It was nice. Ziggy, glad you called in. Ziggy, you get so passionate when you get on those things. So do I, by the way. We have that in common. That's fair. I also know the more level-headed I can stay, the better it comes off. But you were very passionate. I love the passion, but it also comes off so heated. And I can relate. I mean, I can have that problem. I try my best to keep it somewhat not too crazy, but I do appreciate you calling in. We did ambush him a little, but he could take it. He's a grown man. Let's see what they're talking about right now.
The 10, then the 9.
God damn it. They're still going on 10s and 9s. Is that how I sound on my live? Sorry, guys. These are my friends now, I think. I don't know. Who knows? Who the hell knows? But we're still talking about this 9 and 10. Oh, wait. I didn't fast. Let's do this.
Professor Dude's channel.
Uh-oh. They just said my name.
Well, I submit through GameStop, so that's why.
Wait a minute.
Last time they raised prices, GameStop did raise prices, but it was like a week later.
Yeah, I do remember them, but they didn't go up as much. I think GameStop raised their price $1.
I shouldn't have rewind. I should have just let him go. He said my name.
What's
I
up,
don't
man,
remember
Genie?
what the last. It was like 6 months ago.
Genie.
John, I'll be reaching out to you for a 20 minutes with next week if you're available.
I heard you and Ziggy made up on the sports card.
Hey, we're even on there.
Channel.
I thought that he was going to pass out. I don't know. He came on. I couldn't see. He didn't
Perfect
come on
timing.
camera. and it sounded like he had just ran to. Here's what probably did happen.
Ziggy really wanted to get a point across. This is what I think happened. And he's been waiting for this to get this off his chest. He can't stand it. And now he had a moment to be able to say to the guy, to the audience, how he felt. That's how I view it. And he got worked up about it. Let's see what Dustin's got to say. I don't know. Ziggy could call back in. I don't know what he was doing, but I just felt he got real passionate about something he really cares about and wanted to say.
In all seriousness, he saw me on the live and he literally
rubbing the lamp.
He got so excited. He was like, oh my God, I got to rush. I got to get on this thing. Where's the link? I got to get on this thing. So he probably ran through his house, and I don't know. It sounded like he was hyperventilating. I hope he's all right.
And here's the thing, like I said backstage, whatever you and Ziggy have, or whatever he has towards you,
you know what I need to do? It won't do well. I need to make a whole 10-minute video on all the drama between Ziggy and Sports Card Dad.
He's got one of my, one thing he does have in mind. He's got one of my paintings that I want back.
Well, I'm just saying, and that's all fine and good, and he can have, he can have whatever differences he has. He can have whatever differences he has towards you or whatever, and talk about them and things like that. My problem is that
here we go. Let's hear it. I want to hear it, Ziggy. You're gonna hear it. Let's hear what they got to say.
When we all meet up, it's all peaceful. It's like best friends. Hey, how you doing? I got a gift for you. Shake my hand. Give me a hug. I mean, I have that shit on video.
He really loved that, Ziggy. That's like one of the first things he told me when I saw him at the National. He loved that you walked up to him and gave him a card. Loved it.
And
it was literally in my national vlog of them.
But then as soon as we're back on like a stream or a video, and I've got nothing against Ziggy. Me and Ziggy have always gotten along, but I see the tension between the two of you, and I'm just like, but where is that, again, that energy that he had tonight? Where was that energy in July, early August? Where was that at?
I don't have any friends where when I see him, I'm like, hey man, I got something for you. And then the second we get online, I'm like, you're a bastard. I hate you. So I don't know. I mean,
he just wants you to fess up.
Maybe that's
what somebody else did somewhere else.
Maybe it's just me. I don't have any friends.
Well, I mean, I'll disagree a little. When you take a sponsorship, it does have a little to do with you. You're sponsoring the company. Now, my pushback to Ziggy is this was 3 years ago. I still don't trust those companies, but I also think it's a lot of them. We're not there. We don't know. I think there's a lot of dirtiness going on. And do I think it's just Leighton? No. I think it's a lot of them. Did we happen to catch Leighton on camera? Yes. You did? I'm glad you told me that's who it was.
Like, really, if he wanted to ask you that question that he just asked you on live stream, why didn't he ask you in person when he saw you?
It's because he's asked
and
it.
Talk it out and talk about it like grown ass men, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I'll say to Ziggy, I mean, why do it there? This is a better platform to do it. Why do it at the National? Why get heat? Everyone's having a good time. Everyone's in a good mood. Everyone is happy to be on vacation. Everyone's excited. There's adrenaline around. Everyone's around what they love. It's a vacation. You know, the National is everyone's in fantasy land at the moment. You're away from home. I got to fly to Chicago. I walk out the plane. It's raining. Oh, thank the heavens. It doesn't rain in Vegas. It's green everywhere. I don't get green. What am I doing with my life? I'm here in Vegas. I have a decent thing going here. So it's hard to leave. But man, and all my family lives on the West Coast. So sure, Kentucky or somewhere a little cheaper and greener. I miss the green, man. I really miss the green. Being in Chicago for 3 days, the National was great. You know, it was even better. All the green. I walked everywhere, even in the rain. I loved it. Loved it because you just don't get that here. So everyone's in fantasy land at the National. Also, what good would it have done? Let's do it live. Let's do it in, you know, with let's have, what do the people want to hear? Now, I do think, Ziggy, you got to come up with more. You got to dig more. Here he is. What's he got to say? Let's add Ziggy. Ziggy, you're here. Oh, we can't hear you. Ziggy's live, but we can't hear him. I can't hear him. Dead air. Anybody hear Ziggy? I can't hear Ziggy. Oh, there he is.
Can you hear me?
Go ahead. We can hear you.
Okay, listen, the reason I'm calling in is to clarify this.
I met Dustin the night before at the party. We talked about our differences, and I explained to him my frustration with vintage and all the corruption and breaking. And I told him one of the reasons I was at the National was to try to get a Breakers Association going. And Dustin said to me, that's great. If you do anything to help get associations going, that'd be great. And I said, why don't you mention Leighton, who's got part of the breaking? He laughed me off. Okay, so he knows I'm upset with him about the breaking thing. Okay, you can ask Gio about this too. I asked him about the Breakers Association as well. Gio was one of the only breakers, by the way, who was supportive of it. But the reality is there's not enough breaker support for it. Okay, a lot of people are against it. Some breakers laughed at me. Okay?
Yeah, why would they want it? Why would the breakers are doing fine as is?
Well, you're right. There's reasons why people realize why they shouldn't do it. I mean, there are problems with breaking, guys. Everybody knows that. There's ways to correct it. I believe the hobby can be a better place. I believe you can make change from the inside. Okay, that's my belief. Okay. Dustin, though, again, I don't care about Dustin. I really don't care about him. It bothers me. People make such a big deal of me and Dustin. I don't hate him. I gave him a PC card for his daughter. It was one of those cards for Stranger Things. Nice card, PSA 10, whatever, as a friend to a PC, to a friend, as being a friendly gesture. It doesn't stop me from being critical of people. And I think that, if Dustin doesn't understand that, or if Steve doesn't understand that, I don't know. Should I make a scene the next time? Go, you're an asshole, and then you'd be mad if we called him an asshole. I'm trying to make change through relationships and being a man, being honest and being real. And I think that's what I like about you, that you're honest and you're real with people. So I'll leave it at that. Make sense?
Yeah, and yes. I
appreciate you.
Is there any way to bridge the gap? What is your? I don't know if you want to stay on, but I'd be interested in picking your brain another time on this breaking association and what your thoughts are on it.
I'd love to talk to you about it any time about it, and I can tell you all the problems that are with breaking. Right?
Do you want to do it now? I'm in 2 hours and 5 minutes. We could do it now, or you could call back next week and we can make a whole thing of it.
I will tell you, I'm driving right now, so if I lose you, I'm in a car driving. That's why I'm not avoiding it. Earlier,
What do you view this breaking association as? Someone that's watching and making sure?
Okay, so I'll give you a good example. When you look at the movie industry, they have rated R, right? They have PG-13, PG. That's because the movie association was getting pressure from Congress on what they were creating in art. And they knew they had to do something. So they self-regulated through an association. Those ratings are from an association. That's a simple example of an industry looking at problems that could be coming down the road that could be impacted by regulation and self-regulating. Right? For example, I'll give you one that I would like to see in breakers, and that is price transparency and template transparency. I'll give you a great example. In the Disney product that's out today, you can go to 5 different breakers, and 5 different breakers have 5 different checklists on how they're representing the players. Right? Some of them group it by movie, some of them are doing by individual, some are, listing the autograph of there's 200 people in one checklist, 150 on the other. That makes the odds and statistics unfair for a buyer. I don't know how much you're charging because I don't know how many spots are there. Right, so I would push for a breaker association where you have breaker transparency. I'd also say an association is something you force people on. It's something you would opt into, right? So as a consumer, I would buy from breakers that have been part of an association.
God, it's like the check mark.
I also recommend a third-party audit of the association. Somebody who would come in and look at the sorting and then shipping and how does the company, handle disputes, and how does this breaker ship their base cards? That is one of the biggest fallacies that's out there, that breakers do not ship their base cards. There are oftentimes it will happen because the person is opting out of it. But I know of no breaker who sells a spot and deliberately does not send the base cards without the person knowing. The chances of that happening are like 99 to 1. So the person's going to complain. And then here's another thing. As a buyer, most people buying have recourse. They have, GNS or credit card protection, so they get a refund on their purchase. The biggest thing a buyer of a breaker loses is if they hit a big card, they risk the big card does not get to them if they were to push a refund, right? So anyway, I could talk forever about breakers and breaker association.
I'd like to do it again. Let's plan something where you come on for 30 minutes. I have some questions, it's a little more prepared because I am honestly curious on some of this stuff, but I'd like to do it a little more structured.
Absolutely. And I'll tell you, I would love for you to get a legislator on. And what I mean by
help me do that. I don't see why we had this conversation. I don't see why they would come on. Why would they come on?
To your audience out there, right? think about this. Do you know any legislators, whether it's state and local, that would be interested in child protection online? That's what this topic's about. I will tell you, several years ago, I did work on a group in the state of Virginia on child protection. I have some contacts there. I've looked at this at a very, very high level. At the most part, it's something that's not enough interest to them. Now, this was years ago. I think as things get bigger and breaking grows, there might be more interest in it. But I do think there are legislators who would take a topic and listen to it. I think it's a very, very important topic, right? There's a lot going on in this industry.
I agree. That's why I'm curious about it. It should have been done a while as it grew and got bigger and all millions are being made. Yeah, there should be something.
In fact, one of the things you said tonight that resonated for me, before 2020, and there's so many people here, guys, who are COVID hobbyists. Before then, it really was a hobby that was mostly shady. It really, sadly, it was. It just was.
You're right.
People repacked. Most of the repacks were stolen cards or altered cards. That's one of the reasons I cannot stand repacks. This was very common, very common. Heroes of Sports. You can look at Jesse Craig, who is now an executive in some powerful hobby company, who used to be at PWCC, was a co-owner of Hero Sports, which is all sports card radio stuff. You guys can find all this stuff. The point is the hobby was very dirty. In 2020, I will say the visibility and the money has brought some light, and I do agree with many people think it's cleaned up, but it's not cleaned up enough.
That's an understatement.
But I do think we're in the right direction, and I think we can make changes. And that's why
I think the more we talk about it, the more people talk about it, the more people. The problem is a lot of the channels are just like the breakers. They don't want to talk about it. They don't want to bring it up.
Absolutely. And I will say this too. I hope that you stay the way you are. And like, I would hope you take independent money versus sponsor money, because I worry that, well, it is what it is. But I like what you're doing. I have to be honest. The Sports Card Queen nailed it on the head when she talked about the fact that you bring people, like, I'll be honest, dude, it's not that they kiss your butt, but everybody's been on your channel and no one's challenged you. They'll sit there and go, well, I was listening to the professor and he said some stuff, but they come on and they recognize your power and your, like, for example, Sports Card Dad. Why was I D-? Come on. I loved it, by the way.
I know. I thought, Geo pushes, Trike pushed a little.
So I will say, your argument with Trike, I would argue, I need to see data. For example, show me how I can buy subscribers. I don't know how to do that. I really don't. Call me stupid, but show me how you do that.
I mean, there's YouTube videos on it. I've watched there is ways to do it. There's I've seen the videos on how to do it. There's definitely people showing, whether it's to expose it or teach you. There's definitely ways to do it.
Well, but again, I've seen it bots that are done, and I've seen where you can be paid to be a paid influencer, where you get paid to go to check. I mean, I've seen that, but I have a middle ground on that. For example, I do think there's the audience of YouTube is bigger than you think. For example, I think anyone who is interested in Topps Chrome is likely to watch Pac-Man. That doesn't mean they have anything to do with having to buy him or like him or anything else. They just like Topps Chrome. They're going to find him first, as I think somebody said earlier in your show. He's the first search that comes up, So I see why he's popular. And I'll also tell you, too, I like him. He started off in the beginning as just a kid, I want to say in college, spending his hard-earned money on first-off-the-line boxes, which at the time, he bought them because they were at suggested retail price, where everything else was too expensive to buy at your local card store, right? So he'd buy first-off-the-line, he'd open it, and I'd watch it, and we'd all talk about it. He's not a bad kid. I don't blame him either. As he's grown, I mean, what do you expect him to do, right? As more people, okay, would you advertise this? Would you do this? I don't know. I don't think there's anything wrong about him. Does that make sense? Like, I think there's more notoriously bad actors out there who are deliberately doing bad things versus I think Pac-Man just is enjoying the ride.
Okay, I think a lot of them are not YouTube. The real ones we need to focus on, which I might start doing, are not the YouTube content creators.
Well, I'll give you a good example. We all love to pick on Jeff Wilson, right? I sent you that video the other day where Jeff Wilson's having this debate about buying a car with Eric Michael. That was such crap.
I can't stand that.
Eric Michael is one of his affiliates. Him and Eric are friends, and he pretends this whole thing about, oh, should we buy this card back and forth? Like, oh, that was terrible. And here's another thing I didn't like in the video. Jeff Wilson finds there's a guy in the booth next to him selling fake Pokemon cards and fake PSA slabs. And I don't understand this, but it was okay because he has it labeled as fake. But they look real. But it's okay because it's labeled as fake, but they look real. And he's okay with that. And that's in his video. And that bothered me. Like, what the hell?
The majority, and no, so many people are not transparent enough. Why are we not more transparent?
Because there's no reason to be.
Ziggy, we've been on to, I want to prepare something. I'll either do an interview with you where we could talk about this breaking thing, or you'll just come on live. I want it more structured. I want to ask some questions. I want to think about it a little more.
Yeah, and then real quickly, I also want to clear other thing too. My involvement in breaking, okay, I was brought on as an advisor, as a contractor, an advisor to Queens of Cards. I am paid in equity by the company, which means it makes me a partial owner. It's a minority position as an advisor and contractor. I do not have any say in what they do, but I have influence on them. I am a fan of what they do, and I support them, okay? But I am not the primary owner of them. I don't control them. If I saw them doing something bad, I would definitely, comment and rectify it or whatever. You'd see me make some comments about it. Okay?
I mean, you still have a full-time job, I'm pretty sure.
I still am a full-time person, and I also do consult and work with many other breakers. I've supported breakers for years. I've been involved in Facebook breaking for years. It's also funny too. Remember when I brought Dustin, he goes and throws me under the bus with the Jeff Wilson. He was a Jeff Wilson admin. Okay, that is true. But back in the day, okay, I was an admin in many Facebook groups, and when Jeff Wilson's group came out, I joined it and was asked to be a moderator because I talk a lot, as you know, and I give a lot of comments. I became a moderator, and then he asked me to become his admin. This was way before, it was like 2018, 2019. And again, I did it because I was very well known in the Facebook community. I'll also tell you, I had many people, some that I could throw under the bus here, who did some really horrible things trying to use his group, and I called them out for it. I ended up leaving the group because I did see it as a conflict as I became more of a voice against certain things. Like I was against Jeff selling picks in 2020. Right, I was very vocal about that, and he stopped doing it later on. That is why I left his admin group. I left his group at the end of 2020. That is my involvement. So, again,
you ever heard of the app? You ever heard of an app called Clubhouse?
Yes.
Were you on the app Clubhouse?
Yes.
Interesting. I have recently found someone giving me some info, and it sounds like all these big dudes were on. Everyone that's a somebody now in the card world was on Clubhouse.
Oh, dude, here, I'll give you one of the best stories ever. Here's one, and this is on the Lucas.
By the way, the Clubhouse thing I want to make a video on. This Clubhouse thing is crazy. Every big freaking name is in this app talking to each other before the big boom. It's every big name.
Yeah. Well, no, it's after the big boom. Clubhouse is more popular in 2021.
Okay.
But before that, right? There was a call that took place once in 2020 that Gary Vee put together like a bunch of millionaires to talk about sports cards early 2020, and this came out with one of his admins was talking to Luca Tigers and Bronze about it, right? Steve Aoki was part of that call. So yes, there are a lot of very wealthy people who love to make phone, who are very tight knit, and that is why I'll say this: it's very much still an inner boys group, an inner men's group, or what's it, old boys club or whatever.
Yeah. It was interesting when I first heard it. I just so many connect the dots when I heard that. I was insane.
What do you think of Mantle?
Wait, go deeper with that.
What is Mantle? Mantle's the new Clubhouse.
Oh, I don't know Mantle. So that's a new app that people are talking.
Well, again, it's Mantle is founded by the same guy apparently did Reddit, and it's supposed to be club, collector friendly. To me, I'm like, this is just Clubhouse. Like, what the hell is different from it? Well, I mean, I don't see anything different by it, but it's got a lot of great funding. Mantle is one of the biggest advertisers out there for sponsors. I have nothing against Mantle. I just don't see any reason why I need to open another account and have another freaking bunch of, content on Mantle. I have a Mantle account as well. I've posted on Mantle. You'll find that I use everything I talk about, man. I was on StarStock. I was in the StarStock Challenge.
Explain Clubhouse really quick. Clubhouse or this Mantle. It's like, I don't know. You have access. Ken Golden's in there and some Joe Schmo's in there. I mean, it was like you had access to all these high-end people.
well, I won't say access. Clubhouse is just a grouping. Like I think of it like Slack. If you're from the corporate world, it's like a social media application. Clubhouse, again, to me, Clubhouse is very similar to Mantle. I could be wrong. Again, I didn't like either tool because I found both of them as very. I'm not a Discord person either, and there's a lot of Discord communities as well. I mean, my favorite community, by the way, is Blowout forums, which I don't know why.
Oh,
but
been
it's
around
just-
forever.
I know, and people have tried to do something about that, like try to change it and migrate. In fact, I helped Jeff Wilson launch his own whatever chat group or whatever, and we failed at that. He couldn't get it off the ground. So, Blowout forums is a great one.
Ziggy, I've been going 2 hours, 20 minutes. So
Yeah,
I will cut you off. I'll end soon, and then let's chat on the live or in an interview soon on this stuff.
No problem. I appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Hey, Ziggy, have a great night. All right. Clubhouse was the early Twitter spaces. Before we end, I'm not crazy. Bill Simmons accuses top podcasters of lying publicly about audience size, buying YouTube subscribers. So this is Bill Simmons. I was a month earlier, but this is Bill Simmons saying that the top podcasters are lying publicly in the sports podcast world. And it's, in my opinion, it's definitely, and Neo doesn't think so. I think it's definitely happening among 4 or 5 channels. It's obvious with views. It's not that I don't like the content. A couple people said, both Neo and Trike mentioned that. It's not that I don't like the content. I'm a numbers person. That's why I like baseball, because why I like sports cards, the numbers, pop counts, stats. It's nothing to do with I like it or not. It's to do with outliers, weird numbers that don't make sense. Anyways, Bill Simmons is saying it. I'm saying it. I'm not crazy. Guys, have a great night. I'll be back on Friday at 5 o'clock, but I'll only go about 30, 40 minutes. So if you want to be part of the, if you want to hang for 30, 40 minutes on, I don't want to do a full show Friday, but I like coming on. The break from Saturday, Sunday, Monday, it felt like I didn't see you guys forever. It was nice being back Tuesday. So I will come on Friday at 4 or at 5. Thank you guys for coming on. Next Tuesday, it should be Geo versus SCV Sports Cards. That should be fun. I got an interview with Trike afterwards. I think Rondo was hinting at, hey, do second interviews with some of these guys. Go back to the well. I think that's what, and I kind of already thought that, but I'm pretty sure she was pushing for that. So I respect her opinion. Guys, have a great night. Thanks for showing up. I'll see you Friday. And I'm going to end the stream here. Part 2 of Run Good Life is Monday. I'm going to do it Monday. We'll release, but it's good. We get to the second half of the interview is always better. You get through the intros, you get through the talking, you warm up to each other. The second half of the interview seems to always be a little better. Anyways, guys, have a great night. Thanks for showing up. Mike Petty's always here. Charles, Reef, Kenny Effin Powers, Collector's Dream, Bob Boozle, the real ones, Michael, whoever, thanks guys for being a part of this. Have a great night.